Roll up, everybody. We're live. One man went to Mo. Gather, come join. One man went to Mo. You know the time, you know the score, you know what we do, you know why we do it, and you know when we do it, and you know where we do it. One man went to Mo. Where are you people? Gather, come join. One man went to Mo. Matters arising, Nigerian matters, discussions to be had. Say hello as you are coming in. One man went to Mo. You should all be here by now. You know the routine. It should be in your schedule. One man went to Mo. Gava, come join. Let me just adjust the lighting a bit, see if that's a little bit better. So matters arising, matters Nigeria related, just really waiting to hit a threshold before we get into the narrative. So we're speaking to why Buhari did not attend the funeral of the just now recently deceased Chief of Army Staff. So we explore that. We're also speaking to the Vice President being in hospital, Yemi Osinbajo. We explore that. Miamala BUNI, the governor of Yobe State, who doubles also as the chairperson of the APC, he is spending Yobe State money, which by extension is Nigerian money, to send students to universities in Egypt to learn the Quran. So judicious use of public funds or not, we debate that as well. So plenty to go through. Buhari comes out to make comments. Buhari comes out to make comments in response to the stance taken by the southern governors regarding open grazing. So we explore that too. So a lot to go through. Say hello as you are coming in. J. Lord says greetings. So greetings to you, J. Lord. So without too much ado, let's just dive straight into the narrative. I'm just trying to decide which one we should go with first. So let's go with why Buhari did not go to Attahiru'S funeral first. So this is quite short and to the point. At last, presidency reveals why Buhari didn't show up during late Chief of Army Staff of military officers' burial. So an explanation about to be dispensed, but then of course will it satiate the anger of the people. President Muhammadu Buhari has revealed the reason why he did not attend the burial of late Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Ibrahim Attahiru and 10 other military personnel. Attahiru and 10 other military officers died in Friday's plane crash in Kaduna. According to the presidency, President Buhari needed at least 48 hours clearance before he would depart the presidential villa for any event. So that is the excuse now that is being given. According to the presidency, President Buhari needed at least 48 hours, which is 2 days, clearance before he would depart the presidential villa to any event. But of course, if it is a party, which he now seems to be enjoying copiously, he doesn't need too much notice for that. So he needed 2 days notice to attend this guy's burial, even though he's a Muslim and he knows their process. Buhari's absence at their burial on Saturday had triggered public uproar, with some Nigerians accusing him of lacking empathy. So, of course, Buhari lacking empathy, not news at all. Speaking via her Twitter handle, social media aide to the president, Loretta Onoche, wrote on Monday, for a president to be at any funeral or event outside the presidential villa, the event must have at least 48 hours for intelligence operatives to do surveillance and clearance before the president can go based on the security report. In a case where the Chief of Army Staff and his team died yesterday and had to be buried today, you don't expect the president to go there where there is no security clearance. The minimum time of 48 hours wasn't met. In insecurity parlance, funeral ceremonies are where politically exposed people face the most risk. So apparently that is where VIPs get killed the most. The minimum time of 48 hours was not met. In insecurity parlance, funeral ceremonies are where politically exposed persons face more risk. Security issues and securing the president are not done by emotion or sentiment. There are laid down procedures that must be followed, be enlightened. So we have been enlightened by the Igbo spokesperson of the Aboki regime. So now it's as clear as mud now. It makes even more sense now that we have been enlightened by a person called Loretta Onoche. So on to the next story we go. We covered this in the afternoon session, but it looks as though more details are emerging. Why Vice President Osinbajo visited Reddington Hospital sources. So sources, of course, that are notorious leaker of information of the great and not so good. Nigeria's Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was at Reddington Hospital, Lagos for his annual medical checkup, a source in the presidency had told correspondents. Osinbajo's presence at the hospital on Saturday had raised questions as to the reason why the number 2 citizen was there. The panic that trailed his presence at the hospital worsened following his absence at the funeral ceremony of late Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Attahiru, and 10 other officers who died in the ill-fated military aircraft that crashed in Kaduna. It was gathered that Osinbajo's convoy was seen entering the facility on Saturday around 10 a.m. and remained there till around 2 p.m. So now they say the devil is always in the detail. The devil, they say, is always in the detail, and the devil is in the last paragraph of that, the last paragraph that I read, that is, of that narration. So listen to this again. First, listen to the first paragraph, and then listen to the last paragraph that I just read. Nigeria's Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was at Reddington Hospital, Lagos for his annual medical checkup. So that is the reason, annual medical checkup. And then this is the paragraph now that I want you to now link that opening paragraph to annual medical checkup. It was gathered that Osinbajo's convoy was seen entering the facility on Saturday around 10 a.m. and remained there till around 2 p.m. So 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., and 2 p.m. So a 4-hour medical checkup is what they are telling us took place. But then I'm not a medical person, but perhaps anybody with a medical experience can expand on that for us, that it takes 4 hours. I'm sure they are not asking the vice president to wait in the waiting room as they call people in one by one. So he would have just walked straight in to see his doctors to spend that solid 4 hours of medical examination. So that is the narrative that is being sold us. Speaking to correspondents on Monday, a presidential source said the vice president was at the hospital for his annual medical checkup. He was there for his annual medical checkup and he returned to Abuja same day. He was in church the following day, Sunday, and at work today, Monday, the source told correspondents. So routinious and matter of fact is what they are trying to dismiss these as, but then of course, a 4-hour medical checkup. So it wasn't there for a medical ailment, but a medical checkup, and that is what has taken 4 hours. So let's go on to the narration of what is going on in Yobe State and how Nigerian money is being spent in that particular area. So fresh off the back of the Minister of Agriculture using public funds to build mosques for IDPs, guys, I bring you this. Governor BUNI sent Yobe students to Egyptian varsity to study Quran and Arabic. So Quran and Arabic, that essential need that is missing within the Nigerian space, because of course we already have enough doctors and nurses and lawyers and engineers. So it is now Arabic studies now that the niche is within the Nigerian space. So again, the headline, Governor BUNI sent Yobe students to Egyptian university to study the Quran and Arabic. So now let's now see how this is justified. Yobe Governor Miamala BUNI says he has approved the sponsorship of 32 students to Al-Azhar University, Cairo, to study Quran and Arabic language, despite Yobe State University, it gets even more interesting, despite Yobe State University offering the courses. Another university in the state is the Federal University of Gashau. Mr. BUNI, a chieftain of the ruling All Progressive Congress, had sponsored 233 students to study in India's educational institution in February. Mohammed Gubar, the executive secretary of Yobe State Arabic and Islamic Education Board, Mohammed Mohammed, I'll spell that name for you, then you see why I'm struggling with it. So Mohammed, and then it's G-U-J-B-A. So I'm going to pronounce that as Gubar. So Mohammed Gubar, the executive secretary of Yobe State Arabic and Islamic Education Board, disclosed this on Monday whilst briefing journalists in Damaturu. Mr. Gubar, represented by Umar Mohammed, an official at the board, said the sponsorship was part of the present administration's effort to improve the quality of education in the state. The present administration, led by Governor Miamala BUNI, has a variety of programs aimed at promoting the system of education by impacting sound knowledge amongst the students, he said. He noted that the students were all indigenes of Yobe who were selected from across the local government areas of the state. He appealed to the sponsored students to be good ambassadors of the state and the country and reciprocate the gesture by concentrating on their studies. Umar Abubakar, a representative of Yobe State students in Cairo, thanked the governor for giving them the privilege to further their education abroad. Mr. Abubakar also called on the students to be good ambassadors of the state. The beneficiaries and their families lauded the governor and the state for its magnanimity, pledging their utmost loyalty and patriotism during the program. So really, I'm bringing you this story just because the misspent, because it's coming first off the back of that narration that we had of that Minister of Agriculture spending public funds. And when you are saying Minister of Agriculture, that is the Minister of Agriculture for Ekiti State, Ondo State, Anambra, Enugu, Owerri, all the eastern states where they're essentially Christians, all the southwestern states where there are a mixed blend of Christians and Muslims, so to the entirety of the country. But he, in a secular state, he's spending federal funds on building mosques for IDPs. So this guy now is now spending, again, public funds in Yobe State to send people to Egypt to go and learn the Quran and Arabic studies. So now what value will these people be to society when they come back, especially in a digital space and a multi-ethnic country that is supposed to be a secular state? So a complete waste of fund, of course, but then of course is a radicalization program. I think that is the understanding that we have to give that. So we go on to the last one that I'm going to bring to you before I come and see if anybody is looking to take on the narratives. So, so now we had that 12-point agenda that came out. So now we had that 12-point agenda that came out of the Southern Governors meeting in Asaba not that long ago. And the marquee of that 12-point agenda is a ban on open grazing. So Malam Buhari claps back, as guys, I bring you this. Southern Governors ban on open grazing political, unconstitutional. So that is the short and curt and to the point response from the Aboki from Daura. Again, the headline, Southern Governors ban on open grazing political, unconstitutional, a headline attributed to the presidency. So now let's now see now what the Fulani man has to say. The presidency has berated the ban on open grazing resolved by the southern governors. It said the southern governors attempted to place a ban on open grazing to demonstrate their power. This was contained in a statement issued by Garba Shehu, a senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity. On Monday, Mr. Shehu said President Muhammadu Buhari had expressed strong resolve to address the conflict of herders as well as the associated problem of gun-wielding killer herdsmen. According to him, the president had approved a number of specific measures to bring a permanent end to the frequent skirmishes as recommended by Alhaji Sabo Nanono, the Minister of Agriculture, in a report he submitted, and the president signed off on back in April. Well, before, so let me just take that again. The Minister of Agriculture, in a report he submitted, and the president signed off on it back in April, well before the action of the Southern Governors Forum, which attempts to place a ban on open grazing and other acts of politicking intended by it to show their power. It is very clear that there was no solution offered from the resolutions to the herder-farmer clashes that has been continuing in our country for generations. Bear with me. But the citizens of the southern states instead, indeed citizens of all states in Nigeria, have a right to expect their elected leaders and representatives to answer to the challenges of governance and rights, and not to wash their hands of the hard choices, but instead issue bans that say, no, not in my state. So I'm not quite sure what he means by that. Anyway, it goes on and on, but it goes on to cite law. Actually, let me just give you the legal backing that is given to this. Mr. Shehu, and by the way, this Shehu Sani, again, that was questioning constitutionality with Akeredolu. So he chimes in again, but of course, he's only reading what was written for him. But Mr. Shehu said it is equally true that their announcement is of questionable legality. He cited the constitutional right of all Nigerians to enjoy the same rights and freedoms within every one of our 36 states and the FCT, regardless of the state of their birth or residence. Fortunately, this declaration has been preempted for whatever it is intended to achieve, and Mr. President, who has rightly been worried about these problems more than any other citizen in consultations with farmers and herders alike, commissioned and approved an actionable plan of rehabilitating grazing reserves in states, starting with those that are truly committed to the solution and compliance with stated requirements. So that paragraph just tells you then that they are essentially looking to open up grazing reserves within the northern states because, of course, they are committed and compliant to that because it is their requirement. But then it goes on to ask and beg the question why the state should be funding a private business, which is essentially what animal husbandry is, and that is essentially what the Fulani headsman does. So with our veterinary clinics, water points for animals, and facilities for herders and their families, including schooling, through these rehabilitated reserves, the federal government is making far-reaching and practical changes, allowing for different communities to coexist side by side, supporting farmers till their yield, herders to rear their livestock, and Nigerians everywhere to be safe. The entire country is acutely aware of the strain the C-19 pandemic has taken on public finances, both for the federal and the state. Still, given the pressing urgency of addressing the perennial challenges, the federal funding for the project that has been delayed is now being partially unlocked. Actual work for the full actualization of modern reserve systems in a few of the consenting states should take off in June. So building reserves, building what's it called, ranches for Fulanis with Niger Delta or money is where the entirety of this yawa has landed upon. Saip, I see you. Another one man, I see you. Martin, I see you. Mike, I see you. And Dr. Santos, I see you. So Dr. Santos, to you first, because you might well be a new name. So what says you to the narrative? Dr. Santos, good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are. Dr. Santos or Santos? Dr. Santos, okay. Maybe Dr. Santos has a patient that is attending to, hopefully not we know what you're up to, Dr. Santos, but when you are done, let me just remove you before we start hearing. Obviously we see you, but let's go first to another one man. Another one man, we see you. Wagwan. Another one man. Hello. You're allowed to speak. Okay, you're making up your mind if you want to speak or not, are you? Okay, Sip, we see you. Sip or Sipe? Sipe, we see you. Unmute yourself, Sipe, and just get with the conversation. What's going on here? Can anyone hear me? Ovie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, Mike, I'm not quite sure why people are staying on mute. So, Mike, to you, what are you making of the narrative? Buhari essentially telling the Southerners to get lost, that their ban on open grazing is unconstitutional, and then, of course, using public funds to go and build ranches for his clansmen in the north. And then they're telling us why Buhari did not attend the Attahiru'S funeral, saying that he needed a 2-day notice. This is according to Loretta Onoche. And okay, so and then of course the story is just a minor story, but really there's as ever with the Nigerian space, is always a lot more than you see. So they're telling us that the Vice President has gone to Lagos for a medical checkup. He arrived at the hospital at 10 a.m. and was there till 10 p.m. My medical checkup never lasts more than 30 minutes with my doctor. So, of course, I need to be questioning my doctor then if he's doing a job that is up to par. What is it called? Yobe State Governor, of course, this is a non-story story. Yobe State Governor is using Niger Delta oil money to send Yobe indigenes to Egyptian universities to be radicalized in Arabic studies. So take your pick, Mike.
Oh boy, I don't know which one to start with.
It's Yawa all the way through, isn't it?
Yawa all the way, left and right, up and down. Like everything is flipping upside down, man.
Go to that space that Buhari is telling the Southerners to get lost and is unconstitutional, and is political. Is what he's actually saying is political. And the reason why he's saying it's unconstitutional is predicating that upon the constitutional right of every Nigerian to move freely within the geographical space that is Nigeria. But then, of course, a feeble argument, even though neither of us are lawyers, but that just seems to fall flat almost straight away.
See, Buhari just really confirmed what people have been accusing him of. That he's a complete tribalist. Because everybody have been talking over the years, like, oh, why are you keeping quiet about everything that's been going on when people are pointing finger at your ethnic group for doing certain things, atrocities and things? You don't even speak to even say whether to defend or to whatever it is, or to even address. You kept quiet. So now when something is being done that directly affects your ethnic groups, when you now feel like it's time for you to speak, that confirmed that man is, oh man.
Are you offended by the idea of public funds being used to build ranches for Fulani headsmen who are not, it's not a non-governmental organization. It's not a humanitarian organization. These are private businessmen running a very lucrative business because, of course, one of those cattle, they cost the minimum of 100 to 150,000 naira. So these are multi-billionaires and multi-millionaires in hard currency. So why? I mean, what's going on?
If you're from the South, man, I mean, that kind of news doesn't make you cry, then. I think we need to start understanding that we in the South. It's like our ancestors are angry with us. We need to go and apologize. We are being punished, man.
They are not doing their job.
Because when you're taking
our ancestors are not doing their job. It's more
I think the Nigerian people are the one that needs to. They are the one.
Yes,
they need to go and beg your ancestors, because they are taking your resources to go and be sending some people to go and learn Islam. You have states that are not viable, and you are collecting free money from states that they have resources. You are taking money from the South, and you are using it to go and sponsor people to go and learn Quran to go and be more Islamized. And when these same people see you, they go there to go and learn that we from the South are infidels. You understand? They take our money to go and
because I understand that as a coded word to sending them to be radicalized, because this is what usually happens when they usually send them to Khartoum in Sudan as well, some university there as well. So they send them.
I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with this if they were sending them to Harvard or to real university where they're going to learn.
Even if they send them to Egypt to go and learn medicine or engineering, like something of use.
We can say that's a good investment. We can say, okay, at least if you are sending them to become doctor, maybe they might end up being the doctor that will treat my children or something. But you are sending them to go and learn Quran, where they will come back and hate me even more. You are using my money to go and send people to go and be more Islamized and be where Islam.
Because we don't have enough Islamic scholars in Nigeria. I mean, what is going on?
It's really sad, man. It's a shame. We in the South have to ask questions. How have we become slaves like this? How do we? What took us here? How do we get to this? This is slavery now. This is slavery. You're using my resources to sponsor something that's against me. You understand? This is slavery. We need to start asking us, how did we get here?
You're exactly right, though. You may well be saying it, maybe you mean it, or you are saying it as a throwaway comment, but this is actually slavery. What else is slavery other than this? Somebody that effectively owns you and what is yours, and uses you and what is yours as they will, which is what we're experiencing.
You are taking what belongs to me to sponsor what is against me. You understand? Because Islam, obviously, those kind of Islam they are practicing, obviously declare people from Nigeria, people from the South as infidels.
Yes.
Exactly. So now you're using my resources to sponsor that kind of stuff. That's and we are not asking ourselves what is wrong. Are we suffering from curse? I mean, come on. What makes these people so powerful that they can just be doing this to us? I mean, I don't hate nothing else. I don't. But it's just people in charge of them. They are doing all these things, man. Like, how did we in the South allow ourselves to get to this position? We need to start asking ourselves the real question. How did we get here? It's not like our fathers were stupid.
But is the question really not how do we get out of here? Because we are there
before
now.
You can get out of here, you got to know how you got here first. If you don't know where you're coming from, you can never figure where you're going.
We're in big trouble.
The reason we don't know the direction where we are going, we are stuck in slapping each other and insulting each other because we don't know where we're coming from. We don't know how we got here,
We're in big trouble, but the person in bigger trouble seems to be Yemi Osinbajo. So he's gone to his doctors in Reddington Hospital in Lagos. He got there for 10 a.m. and left there for 2 p.m. A medical checkup is what they told us. And now I've had medical checkups in the past, and 20 minutes, if the doctor is chatting with me and we're just exchanging jokes, maybe 30 minutes as the maximum, but 4 hours. So we don't expect Yemi Osinbajo to turn up at the hospital and they tell him to sit amongst the patients and wait his turn. So he will walk straight in to see his doctors. So 4 hours. And then, of course, the best hospital in Nigeria is meant to be in Aso Rock. But then, of course, this guy is seeking medical treatment in Lagos. Are we reading anything into all of that?
See, I'm starting to have a feeling that Ogun wants to begin to start killing all the Nigerian politicians. See, he will start with sickness, The way I see it, at the end of this year, we'll confirm. I mean, if they begin to drop dead, see, I think judgment is starting to fall on them, See, the moment
do you think Yemi Osinbajo, hold on, Mike. Do you think Yemi Osinbajo will make it out of that place?
It depends how committed he is to this.
Do you think they're after him?
See, he's like a house Negro. You understand? He's working for this same.
Well, it's essentially that.
See, you know, during slavery, right? Like there's some people they call it house Negroes.
Yes, the ones that work in the kitchen and look. Yes.
Yeah, they're the house with the master. When the field Negroes are suffering, he said, "Yes, master, it's okay." You know, when master is sick, he say, "Ah, master, we are sick." You know. So all these
you know what they call those people in America? They call them Uncle Toms.
Uncle Toms.
Uncle Toms.
Yes. When we begin to kill those slave masters, you kill the house Negroes, you know. So when all these those northern elites, they will begin to drop dead very soon. I'm telling you, for the rubbish they are doing. I don't hate Northerners, you know Northerners, but they are elites. Those guys are devilish wicked, man.
Hey, you are the funniest person, you know, Mike. You don't hate people, but then the next comment that you make is just full of. You don't hate them, but you want them dropping dead. What will happen if you hate them?
My enemy. I can't hate a poor man. I can't hate a victim. You understand?
If you are wishing death on somebody and you don't hate them, what would they wish on the people that you do hate, Mike?
I say the northern people that are poor. I don't hate them. It's not their fault. You know, I can't hate somebody that's a victim.
No, we are all victims of the same thing. And really, if you narrow all the people that are holding that country to hostage, just narrow it down. They're probably not more than 10. You know, if even that. You know.
Yeah, and that's why that's what I'm saying. We need to ask ourselves questions. So how do we allow ourselves to continue to be in this position? Like, who's holding us back? Look at, there are not that many people. It's just 3 of them, you know. But we are so, I don't know. The thing is, we are smart people, but we just can't get to do things right.
But really, back to that first story. Now that Buhari has declared the resolution of Asaba banning open grazing as illegal, what then the next move for the southern governors?
Well, they can tell him F himself, you know. So we see what he can do now. See, if the northern governors can go their balls, go their testicles, and speak with one voice and tell the North, screw you. What can they do? You want war? Bring it. You can't fight the whole South. You can't. The reason they've been so powerful is because just like James, is it James or Jasomi? What's the son always said? The reason why the North has always been so, you know, brave and bold in talking down to us, is because the South is divided to pieces. You understand? If you're killing John Day on the same page, Yoruba and Dodo on the same page, Igbo and John Day on the same page, everybody, we are so, you understand, the division is so, you know, we are completely divided. No single voice. So that made them so powerful. So they can just
it's the funniest thing, and it can only be in Nigeria. We have the population size in the South. All of the resources of the country essentially are in the South. You know,
the education, everything
is in the South, and yet we're in servitude to these people. I mean, how does that equate? What calculate? I mean, it can only be in Nigeria, and it only has to be in Nigeria when you have all of the money and all of the intellect and everything, and yet you're in servitude to somebody else. How is that a thing?
The key word is our division, and anybody, and the moment we start to realize that we are not supposed to be divided, because naturally we are not divided people, but we have people in our midst, they always come out to create this division among us. And anyone that does that, we need to start pointing finger at that individual and just punch him, slap him, and attack him, because someone like Kanu is the one dividing the South now. When this guy go on the radio insulting Ijaw people, insulting Yoruba people, telling people to hate Yoruba people, all those kind of idiots, they are the one dividing the South now. We know your game now. No, don't use the F word, please, Mike. We know your game now. You are an agent provocateur. You're here to provoke people, but we leave it there. We have elements like that now. There's so many. It's not only in Kanu.
Yes, we have the elements like that. And just that a short little guy from Ibadan, some hired thug, that was a political thug for decades and decades, and a hooligan and a hoodlum, you know, rioting in Modakeke. It was Adedibo's political thug that he used to use to attack his enemies. And now suddenly, the champion of our Yoruba nation, the most ridiculous of things.
The day go, we start insulting other ethnic group. That's the day I will attack him.
You know he has started insulting the Obas. By the way, he insulted the Oni when they had to caution him. he insulted the Awujale when they had to caution him. He used Akeredolu's name in vain, and Akeredolu had to caution him. So he's riding this wave of populism at the moment because it's been hailed by everyone. But does he really have the, not him personally, but who is handlers? Is there enough of a sufficient enough of an intellect there for them to understand the moment and to understand how to best use the impact? Because if they don't think they're doing popular jingle, that will fade away soon enough. But Mike, thank you. Let's hear from another one man. Another one man, we say you. Another one man, you have to unmute yourself. So carry on. Introduce yourself and tell us. Yeah, introduce yourself and tell us where you stand in the conversation.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, carry on. No, we're all waiting. Yeah, you are. Carry on. We're all waiting.
Carry go.
So, which of the topic are we gonna?
Well,
so
you have.
Talking on?
Were you listening? Are you? Which of? Don't speak.
From?
Yes, speak to whichever one piques your interest.
Hello?
Speak to whichever one. My man, speak to whichever one tickles your interest.
Okay, I don't know what is wrong with the system. My system is trying to go off and on.
We can hear you, so if you can hear us, then communication is taking place. If we can hear you and you can hear us.
I will talk about all of them.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah. For the Islamic school, is where I would like to start from that, you see, that shows that the Northerners are so comfortable with themselves. You understand? They don't care about the sufferings of the masses. They don't care about the sufferings of the Southerners. They don't even care about where the money is coming from. Just imagine the kind of things they are spending the money on. You understand? How do you take children from here, about 200 children, from here to Egypt to go and train them on Islamic schools? Why not just get an Islamic teacher if it's so important to come and be teaching them your state?
You know the funny thing.
Because of things with the way the country is
sorry,
now.
another one man. You know the funniest part of it. Those courses that they are sending them to Egypt to study is available in their local university in Yobe State there.
But I know we have a lot of Islamic scholars in Nigeria, so I'm really surprised. It's like, that's why I said it's like wasting of money. They don't have anything to do with the money. They're just like having, I don't know, just like throwing it away. Because to me, it doesn't make any sense. You understand me? These guys, they are not really trying to alleviate our alleviate our problems, you know. They are really making things more difficult, you know. There's like they're not focusing on what is happening on ground. Maybe they think everybody is enjoying what is happening. We are really in pain, you know. They are not feeling it.
All right. Thank you.
It's so painful, brother.
All right. Thank you. Another one man. Let me shuffle you. Let me bring Rowley in because he made quite a scene yesterday. So Rowley, are you here to make another scene or are you here to apologize? Rowley. Unmute yourself, Rowley, and speak. All right. Okay.
All right. Yeah, am I in now?
Yes. Are you here to make another scene or are you here to apologize? You have 1 minute.
One man, I don't have any scene with you. You are the one that is creating some kind of scene because you don't allow.
All right. Okay. We leave it there. So I thought he was going to come and apologize, seeing the errors of his ways, but I've banned him now, so you're unlikely to see him anymore. Martin, let's hear from you. Martin.
Good evening, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, carry on.
All right. Let me just chip in from where the last speaker left it. He's talking about, okay, looking at them sending people to go and study Islamic course in overseas. You know, he's only a blind man in Nigeria that doesn't understand that we are in war, basically. These people going out of the country to study.
What do you mean we're in war? What do you mean we're in war? What war are we in?
All right. What are they studying? You know, what are they studying? If we all claim that there is that study,
they are studying Arabic studies. It's no different from studying French or English.
It's
The
not.
only thing that I was quibbling is what uses it, but it's a legitimate course.
We have Arabic study in Nigeria.
Yes, no, so that's my point.
We don't have extreme, like if you're looking at extremers now, people that suicide bombing mission, how to create bomb. Do we have this thing in Nigeria? We don't. So these people are preparing for war, and the better.
How is studying Arabic studies preparing for war? How did you make that leap? Where did you jump? How did you jump to that?
Psychologically, when you look at the whole picture.
If they were studying Italian, would that be preparing for war as well? Because Arabic is a language.
So if they're studying Italian, at least we understand why they're going to study Italian. And we understand.
Why would you understand studying Italian? What use is that to anybody?
We don't have it in Nigeria, and it's hard for you.
Yeah, but what use is what use is Italian to anybody as opposed to Arabic, which is one of the major languages of the world?
Maybe want to use it to transact business or anything, you know, for foreign. And
who speaks Italian apart from the Italians?
We trade with the Italians, do we not? We do.
But Italy is one country. The Arabia is a continent, and the influence of that language is worldwide. It's like speaking English, speaking Arabic.
And we have 40% of people that speak Arabic already in Nigeria. Let me leave it there, but it's just an eye opener. I thought that I should bring that up.
No, but you are making a leap to say that it's war training or something. It's a useless spend of money, but it is a legitimate course, no different from studying French or English, which are because Arabic, of course, is one of the major languages of the world.
But we know how we have intellect in Nigeria that can speak Arabic, that can teach Arabic. We have these people already. So there's no point spending that money if it's not for another thing.
We have people who can speak English in Nigeria as well. Should they ban English studies?
No. The
logic is loose. Go on to another topic because that logic is loose.
Okay. Yes, sir. So the next topic I want to chip in as well, I want to put a few things in it, is the fact that the open grazing ban by Buhari, if you look at it properly, Buhari is a very logical president. Regardless, so we might sit down any angle, any place, we might think that the guy is daft, the guy can't read, he can't write, he can't speak good English and stuff. But he's a logical person. He seems to, be the master of the game so far. Like the IPOP came up, to defend themselves. It seems to put a lead on them. The Oduduwa rise up with Amotekun. There is a lead on them. There's limitation on what kind of weapon they can use or how they can be able to tackle some of the insurgents that is going on in their dispenser. So what I'm saying is that, what do we do? I'm throwing back the question. What do we do?
No. I was following you, and I was actually agreeing with your chain of thought, but I was wanting you to land it. Where are you landing that? Because yes, I agree that it would be a misnomer to just dismiss this guy out of hand as just some illiterate malami, which he is. But that is not to say that he's lacking in intelligence and more importantly, lacking in determination on the direction that he wants to follow. And you've cited examples of how he swatted off the IPOB movement, the Amotekun, etc. So carry on from that point, because you are telling an interesting story there.
And then the ban on the south and east governors, and they bring a resolution out that they want to ban open grazing, and it seems to come out again and say it doesn't hold water. So the country is in stagnate, which every intellectual person know that. We have professors, lawmakers, we have everything. Everybody seems to know that. And he came out and put a lead on that one as well and claimed that is illegal. Then if you look again, where am I coming from?
No, you are going somewhere though, and just follow that thought through. because I think you are leading with that thought. So just speak it as it comes to your mind.
Okay, see, he has put a ban on that again. He has come out and discounts their resolution. So if you look at it probably, so where do we go from here? If this man seems to stop everything that will help the society, that will help the people, who seems that he's daft. But if there was no agenda, why is he banning every resolution that will save life, that will create employment, that will enhance the country, that will make the country shine? Why is he seems to be against?
Do you not read politics into this a little bit? Buhari coming out to say that I got caught by Alexander, who maybe he thinks that he can see poverty on my face, so every time he comes, he gives me $10. So maybe next time I'll wear tattered clothes, and then you. So thank you, Alex. But do you not see just politics in that? Because the move by the Southerners, the Southern governors, the move by them, if Buhari accepts that wholesale, then that will show a chink in his armor as the commander-in-chief of the country, because effectively that will mean that they have backed him down. So really, do you think that he might well be rejecting the move of the Southern governors just to show the authority of his position?
As much as there is politics on play there, basically, this is more than politics. If it is politics, what kind of politics that you want to subdue your people? You want to live in an egg life. But
it's coming up with a third way, which is the ranching system now, because it's saying that there's
that is the agenda. And now that is not politics. That is a slavery. You want to capture other people's land and put a new.
But do you know where the ranches are being built? The ranches are being built in states that are compliant with the idea. So what does that mean? It means they are essentially building the ranches in the north. So they're not seizing anybody's land.
So what if they're not seizing anybody's land? Then what is going on in Benue State? Why?
No. I'm saying from the governmental position, from a policy position, because what they're saying is that the Minister of Agriculture has come up with an action plan, which of course speaks to that language of ranching, which is what the clamoring has been for these elements from Fulani's talk. So what they are now saying is they had that plan already, which they approved in April, but the funding was not in place. But because it is now a hot burning political issue and the immediacy of it, they are releasing funds now to facilitate for that, so like a ranching style, a reserve colony is what they've described it as. And they are saying that this is going to be located in places that are receptive to it. So it's i.e. the north.
So what's going to happen with those X-men, those bandits that are already...
presumably, they will just corral them into the reserves, would they not?
With their AK-47.
Well, there you are. You see, you see, just off the back of what you said there, what is his name? The little man from Kaduna State. What he was saying some time ago was that these people, El Rufai, that these people now that are bandits, that they are herdsmen bandits, that they are no longer herdsmen, but they are bandits. Because he was saying that if they are rearing cattle in the forest, risking their lives for that cattle that is 100,000 naira or so, but they go and kidnap somebody and get 10 million naira, then essentially you don't even need a brain to know where your economy is. So their economy is now in banditry. So maybe remove the herdsmen from their appellation and just call them bandits.
With all what I see, to be honest, in my own opinion and in my own view and what I understand, what is playing is more than politics. I believe there is an agenda.
Do you see that agenda as ethnic and religious, and more so, which of the mix has the upper hand? Is it an ethnic or a religious agenda that you see?
I see it's more than religion, it's more than ethnic. I see a slave movement Yeah, and you cannot compare religious and ethnic with slavery. You understand? I see a conquer people. I see them want to subdue everybody. I see a one party system in Nigeria, and the indication is in the front corner now.
Do you think you have been a bit alarmist, maybe?
No. Look at will you think that the Cross River governor would defect to APC? Do anybody ever think about that? A young promising governor who went and do his masters and everything came, and bringing out drones, bringing out support for the police and everything. Then the next day, not too long, we see him defecting from PDP.
Are you talking about Ayade?
Yes, PDP is not.
You are saying he went to do his masters. That guy was a nuisance, in that school that he went to. He would turn up for lectures with an entourage, disrupt other students that are having lecture. They will surround the lecture hall, and then he will march into the lecture hall like it was Emperor Selassie or something. The guy was a real nuisance in that school. The lecturers were afraid of him. When he turns up, all lectures will stop, and then all the girls will line up at their top layers of their classrooms, parading them. It was a nuisance in that place. Don't try and paint him as some sort of academic. It's a roughneck. Sorry, but particularly when I saw that narration of how he, if you are saying you are studying as a governor, then you go there quietly, sit at the back of the class, don't constitute a nuisance to anybody, learn what you're being taught and leave. You don't go there like a puff daddy or something, blinging and a public. Sorry, I don't want to rant, but carry on. But I detest that sort of behavior.
But one man, to be honest, from my experience, from what I can gather from all intelligence, there is an agenda in Nigeria. There is I'm a military personnel, and I believe there is an agenda in Nigeria. You can't look if before anything. There's so many. Look, there's so many agenda now. You cannot even count which one you want to go with. Look, when you look at the
okay, Martins, reflect on those agendas and let me bring in another voice. It's just really people are All
right, there's election agenda playing there. That's one. There's that slavery that I told you about playing there, and there is that religious agenda playing there. Those three agenda you cannot take them from the.
You should always put a precursor to that and say, in my opinion, because those are just.
It's in my opinion, and it can't just be. If it's my opinion, that means we have a lot of daft people in Nigeria. Then, because
no. When I'm saying in your opinion, what you're saying is actually what a lot of people think. So you're not alone in that thought. But Martin, just hold your thought. I'll come back to you. But let me just pick up just so that everybody would have at least said something. So let's go to Baba Akure. Oh God, you've changed your name again. Akure man. Why don't you just use Isaac that we know you as, and then we're all easy. Akure man, we see you. Ovia, I'll come to you in a minute. Akure man, we see you.
I think maybe you changed it because it was Baba Akure I used. I don't know.
No, I didn't do it. I don't have the power to. It's just.
I'm going to update that. Baba Akure is the best one anyway.
Yes. So yeah, what says you? Do you want me to give you a recount of the Buhari pushes back at the idea of open grazing, says it's illegal. Yobe's governor sending people to go and do Islamic studies on Niger Delta all money. Yemi Osinbajo says they said that he was in hospital, but they say it's just routine checkup. He went at 10 a.m., came out 2 p.m. So all of this, so all that's in the mix, really. So that's really where we are.
Okay. Well, to start with, I will start with the Buhari.
And also, sorry, the last one was Loretta Onoche was telling us why Buhari did not turn up at Attahiru'S funeral, saying that he needed 48 hours notice. So 2 days notice he needed.
Okay. All right. So to start with the issue of Buhari, well, like you said, he won't concede to state governor just like that, because if he do that, those those what do we call them? The name that we used to qualify these people in Aso Rock, Kaba. So the Kaba, we believe that is too soft to just use to that. And remember, most of his kingsmen has been blasting Southern governors. Is all this why they said they went to hotel to just to go and have fun in the hotel. So all kind of story we heard about issue of this so-called Attorney General of Federation comparing spare part with
sorry to interrupt you. A lot of people are saying that was a subtle threat at the Igbos, that it was almost codedly threatening the Easterners.
That is right. So you can see all that. So for him to just go along with what Southern governors say, it doesn't really, it won't really jit. However, these people don't give damn. Either Southern governor went to also White House to go and have meeting. They don't care. They don't care about whatever is going on. They just want to do what they feel. So they don't care. So that one he is on his right, because you can see that from day one he doesn't care about anybody. So then the second issue you did mention about issue of what's the name of that? What's the name of that state? Is it Katsina?
Yobe State. The governor is Malabuni. Is the chairman of the APC as well.
Yobe State sent some students to Egypt to learn Arabic.
Yeah, and Quran.
Well, that is their choice. That is what they want. So they believe that they have enough medical.
Is that judicial spend of public money? Is that what Yobe State needs? Do they need more Arabic scholars, or do they need doctors and engineers in Yobe State?
Well, we may, like somebody just mentioned something like that here. We don't know their plan. They know their plan, because I don't see how somebody sent some students. You said 200, right?
No, he sent 32, but then he had already sent another set of hundreds before. So, but this one is about 32.
Not even 5, not even 10. So we are talking of about chunk of about 130 to 150 people sent to just go and learn Quran and how to recite Quran and Arabic.
Why do you think they are being sent to be radicalized? Is that what you think?
Well, to me, I think there's something fishy anyway, because I don't see any reason why somebody have to send too much people to go and learn Arabic. Even Saudi Arabia, that they are copying, they send their own children out to go and learn medicine, not to go and learn other language, to go and study medicine, which they believe that is benefiting to them. But in other part of Nigeria, you know, they are religion fanatics. So they will go to any length to do whatever they want to do about their religion. And I think there's more to it, not just sending people to go and learn Quran in Egypt.
But just speaking about sending people to go and learn medicine, they are telling us that the vice president went to Lagos Hospital for a 4-hour medical checkup. Is that just routine, or am I reading too much conspiracy? Am I being conspiratorial too much? Or
we all
4-hour medical checkup.
We all know that, because I strongly believe he will be using one of the best hospitals in Nigeria. So we all know that when you go to any appointment in abroad, your appointment will last maybe at the maximum you can. If you don't have any problem, the maximum will be like 1 hour. So for vice president to be spending 4 hours to do routine check, is he doing blood tests and doing abdominal tests and all kind of things like that, and he has to wait for the results? So these are I think something is not right. Do you think
that man is safe in that place? Do you think he's safe?
That is what I want to mention. I think somebody mentioned that why he did not Anyway, I know that somebody's just pulling Nigeria government anyway. That why he did not go to Aso Rock Hospital, Aso Rock Clinic, right, where they don't even have medication. So I think he does not trust any doctor. I think we are in a close position to them. Like, what I mean is that we don't really know what is going on. They know their cancers, and they know what is going on in between themselves. So I believe he does not trust the doctors in northern part, right? Then he has to go to Lagos now, where he believes, okay, this is where I'm from. So you can see, if you look at what is going on now, you will see Buhari nominated all the northerner, because he said he doesn't trust any other tribe. So you can equate that to Osinbajo now. He doesn't trust the doctor in northern part, then he has to go to Lagos. So
I have concerns for that man. I hope he makes it out of that space alive.
That because for 4 hours something is definitely wrong. Something is wrong. So
I'm just talking. Sorry, carry on here.
Okay, something is wrong. I hope he has not taken something that
you know that tea that they gave Abiola.
That is what I want to say. I hope he has not drunk any tea. And I hope they have not injected anything to him, like that of military man Abasha. And I hope nothing of such happened to him anyway. But I don't really care. Whatever happened to them, that is their own headache, because they are all liars. So we forget about that. Let me just go to Onoshe.
Yes. our favorite Igbo chief.
Yes. It is very sad when we see people. So when they get to power now, then they will be talking anyhow. They don't care about anybody. They just believe that they are on top of the world. Like my brother Adeshina and Co. that is jam talk in Aso Rock, and just talk anyhow to anybody. Doesn't really care, because they believe that they are on power now. But like my friend on Arise TV. He was there before. Where is he now? He's in Arise on Arise TV, broadcasting there, right? He will soon get out of Aso Rock too. So now come back to Onoshe. She also will also get out of Aso Rock when the time comes.
Would that woman be able to go back to Igbo land, do you think?
Well, most of them will stay in the north anyway.
Because everybody will end up in Abuja eventually.
because all the Igbo now, they are just shaking their head and hearing nonsense that is coming out of her. Anyway, the issue of 48 hours, right? I think it is just boju, like you always say.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
exactly. Because if that is how Nigeria is so good, so why can't they provide intelligence for the issue of burning of INEC office, burning of police station, and issue of all the insecurity and S-men and this kidnapping? How come they cannot provide intelligence for that? And it is just to cover up that they don't care. They don't give damn. That is why nobody's supposed to die for the Nigeria that we are in right now. Like my kids before. My kids say, "Oh, I want to go and run for Nigeria. I want to go and run for Nigeria." They never been to Nigeria, but they just love Nigeria. They just want to do something for Nigeria. But with the news they are hearing now, no, I don't want to go to that place. I don't want to go to that place because I'm here.
And just on that 48 hours nonsense, I'm sure you would have seen clips of Obama just suddenly stopping his motorcade and just going into some burger joint and then just buying burgers for everybody. We've all seen those clips. So he doesn't need even 48 minutes to stop to stop a motorcade. And so I mean,
exactly, it is just cover up that they don't. As I said, they don't care. They don't give damn. You see, somebody, the general who died, he died for his own family. They don't care. And you know the funniest part. The funniest part of it is that I mentioned on this show 3 days ago. This is the third military plane crash this year alone. In the space of 5 months, 3 plane crash, military plane crash. And you know the funniest part? They gave the previous one that was crash. They gave the family of those family 1 million. And I just said to myself, is 1 million money that cannot even sustain there for like 3 months in Nigeria?
Do you know that Aisha Buhari and her children went to visit the family of this guy? So I suspect that is the, I'm not sure who I'm hearing from. Who's not muted? I suspect that is the payoff that is taking place there, that they've just sent her to go and pay them off and tell them to keep short.
Exactly, and to support my claim again. Look at that it was, I think it was second day, the same burial, the same day of burial, the same day Attorney General had a wedding ceremony for his son or daughter.
They were all there,
and all the governor went, and most of the governor went there, but they cannot go for military burial. And the funniest part of it is that it was 3 days after the death. They want to fly the national flag to half mast.
There you go. It's ridiculous.
All this show that they don't give damn.
You remember that Yoruba music? I want to Jayela Noda. Want to gone and forgotten immediately.
Exactly. So it is, but when we had this conversation 3 days ago that we discussed about this issue, I did mention there could be more to what we are seeing on the surface, right?
But the one thing, let me just put this question to you. We've had 3 instances of them dropping planes now. Do you think they will use that technique again? Because of course now they are starting to kill each other to cover up. I'm not sure. Is that noise coming from your end or mine?
Yeah, I think this kids making noise.
Oh no, let them make noise.
The issue is that they can do it and do it and do it again, and nothing is going to happen. The
same dropping planes, because it's now obvious that they are just.
These people don't care. They believe that nobody can touch them. That is what I'm telling you. So they don't care. It will happen again and happen and happen, and nothing will happen after that. This is the third one. Have we ever heard any report about the first plane crash this year?
We will hear that they set up a commission, they found the black box, and that is the end of Solomon Grundy. That is how it happened.
What happened to the second plane crash? Nothing.
Of course,
do we even have the body of those men? Do we even have the second plane crash? Do we even have the body? No. So it will happen and happen and happen again, and nothing is going to happen. These people don't give damn to anybody. Either you like it or not. They don't care. They only care about what they want to gain.
Alarming stuff. Baba, correct. Thank you. Let's hear from.
I think there is something I want to add to it, but I think I forget that. There's something I want to add to it.
Did you want to update on Yoruba agitation or?
Oh well, something where they are doing whatever they want to do.
Okay.
I watched the Akure rally. It was okay, and they will be going to Ekiti next. I think on 5 or on 2nd. So.
Okay, good stuff.
Then I hear you this morning about the issue of Akeredolu and stuff like that.
That is why I wanted to. That's what I was trying to tease you. Yeah.
They are all playing games. You get what I'm saying? And I can tell you, right, with what is going on, because this is one of the things I want to relate to, that of issue of ranching that Buhari is against southern part and stuff like that. They know what is going on. This is the reason why they call meeting, because Buhari now, Buhari will likely want to support. They believe that Buhari will likely support Tinubu for the ticket, right? But with the issue of ranching now and the confusion about the issue of no grazing, no grazing now, so they want to try to quench that down. And Akeredolu don't want to buy to that idea because based on the way I read him, he doesn't really care because he doesn't believe that he want to vie for any other position, maybe senator or whatever. He doesn't. I don't think he really care about that. Whatever he siphon in these 8 years will be enough for him. Based on how I study him, so that is why he doesn't care to go
I'm really starting to like that guy. You know, I never paid him any attention, but over the last few months or so, the way he's been positioning his politics has been especially to my liking.
Well, I'm not, as I said, I'm not his fan. But there are some actions that a politician can take that you will. Oh, I think I like that. Because now, if he travel to Lagos, what do you? Because they know that he is the spy. Who is the person that spied the whole thing? He is the person that is pulling the string. The other are so quiet because they
and do you also think that he doesn't want to be especially put himself on that Tinubu's banner? That is why he did not go. Because of course, anybody that turns up there automatically falls under Tinubu's boy.
I think so. Because and during his re-election in Ondo State, nothing much was really happened between him and Tinubu at that time. It was Edo State Tinubu went to really go and pull it, but Ondo State, it doesn't really. Though they do little thing, but not much like the way they pull string in Edo State. I think he doesn't really want to associate himself. That is what I would say with what is going on between issue of Tinubu and between the issue of Tinubu and stuff like that.
All right, thank you, Akure man. Ovie, we see you. Oya, disagree with everything everybody has said. Oya, because of course we know that you deliberately take a contrarian view just to be psychedelic. So give us your psychedelic take on matters arising.
It's not. This is not a deliberate. It's not me being deliberate. Being, putting out there as the, as I said.
Put out there then. Yeah.
Let me pick up from where you guys talk. Akeredolu. Akeredolu at this point, he gets his own power for one obvious reason. He's not seeking for re-election till what? 2024 or 20 thereabout. So he's on his own. Him and my governor, Obaseki. So they are not seeking for it. They are not under any pressure. So they are just they are the fine boys now. I should put it. But one thing I'm kind of amused seeing from the beginning to this point, what you guys decide to pay attention to. A state governor decided to take his state resources and sponsor his own citizen to go and study abroad. We are here drinking Panadol, drinking everything on top of their head.
No, it's horses for courses, though, isn't it? I think Mike is coming after you.
What's our business? Are you from Yobe State?
Ovie.
Mike, are you from Yobe State?
Come on, listen now. Ovie, are you serious? They are using resources.
Answer me. Are you from Yobe State?
But you are from Niger Delta.
They are using resources to sponsor people to become the next Abubakar Shekau. And you are telling me not to worry.
Let me have my floor now.
It's your money, you personally, because it's from your yard that they are getting that money.
No, it is not. No. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. We are complaining. Tinubu take 500 million the other day and republish ABU this thing. We keep quiet. Last week today, they are sharing blood in last week because of their politics, whatever. We no talk. Our governors are busy using billions of dollars building churches instead of factories or educating our people. We no complain.
Which governor is building churches? Which governor is building churches?
All the buildings where they southwest,
Akwa State.
No, we're all right with churches. We just don't want mosques.
State governor carrying money, sponsor his citizen For those study abroad, some go they applaud them. Una pay attention to what is going to study. Must everybody be engineer in America, in Nigeria? Must everybody be a doctor in Nigeria? Those that you have, how well are you taking care of them?
Ovie, let me interrupt you. Martins, let me shuffle you to bring in, because people are just dropping off because they're so fed up with waiting. So Martin, excuse me. Ovie, carry on. Yeah.
So, what's our business? See, all these things when media they put for us, you all should understand that the media right now are divided. Media are out there licking these people butt. So whatever they put out there is to distract us. Things are going on. Buhari don't come out. You guys are focusing on what Buhari, the opposition, when they do open grazing. He has already go ahead to start rehabilitating the grazing routes that has been in the constitution for long. Nobody is talking about $1 billions will go through that one. The argument Malami is actually making.
Sorry to interrupt you. You know that plan is actually a Goodluck Jonathan plan, that grazing reserves. That was actually, and that Sambisa forest was what he was targeting at that time to flush the terrorists out and give it to the Abokis.
So we are here busy distracting ourselves. Governors even coming out. Now where things don't they take shape. Governors coming out. Is Bola Tinubu plan B? Governor Opuna condemning banning open ground. Is Bola Tinubu plan B? His plan A was to, fully romance the Northerners. But he don't see say the political scene don't they change. Say this governor self, if they do anywhere, they go play and wrong. So that is why he actually stand with them. Because you should be surprised why he don't take the side of the Northerners. He actually agree with them. That is his plan B. So would they argue? As I say, it will be business as usual.
No, he's shoring up his base. What conspiracy are you saying into it? He's shoring up his base. You know that Tinubu does not have a political base amongst the Yoruba people, but his political influence in Yoruba land
is what I'm saying.
Tinubu, so he's shoring up his base, he's romancing his base as he's toasting the Northerners. So that's politics.
Exactly. So we now understand that the shenanigan of banning this, banning that is, and
the two can happen together now. It can want that, and it can still be populist.
Again, see, everybody now don't define how you go take get appointments, get re-elected, get elected, get business support. That's why everybody don't take side. If you look, there are so many organizations coming already in the name of this constitutional reform. Today, I was actually listening to Fixed Politics. That is another group that is competing on the fast, lawyers and all that, who are now asking questions, should the constitution be scrapped or be amended? That's a powerful group if you go by their list. Again, the Senate are going to be embarking on what they call citizen engagement, whatever, to educate people that amendment is going to be taking place. That's another thing that is going on. We they argue about Afulani man. They say Pipiki may go study Arabic.
No. That's just part of the topics, but we're discussing that amendments too, and that is the language of state police saying ban on open grazing.
Couple of days ago, we carry AK-47 here and grenade, won't kill ourselves in terms of boho and all that succession. Where's that energy? We're not falling into them.
Yeah, it's a multi-mix. It's a multi-mix because
it's not a multi-mix. At the end of
it's a multi-mix. Is it not a multi-mix? Is it one thing that is happening?
We are playing into the elite hand. It is never a multi-mix. At the end of the day, they will select two of them come outside. Me and you go begin campaign.
Yeah, but that is the language of politics. What they're not saying anything new, but there are also dynamics playing in tandem. So it's not just one person party.
You agree with me now that already succession, whatever, it's all geared towards 2023. That
it is not. It is a genuine agitation of the people that are fed up with the state of the country.
Listen to utterances of these men. Listen to how they move around.
Listen to the people. Do you listen to the people?
Tomorrow, me and you will be talking about what Wike is posting about if he leave PDP will collapse. How
I saw him say that. He was saying he's the one that is the king of PDP.
Now, so all of a sudden, all the blood that has been shared weeks ago, it don't die out steady and easily.
No, let me ask you a question. Can the politicking that you described and a genuine agitation for secession, can they both happen in tandem?
Or they always work together?
they work together. So it is your view, it is your position. Hold on, it is your position that the agitation for Yoruba secessionists or secessionism or the Biafra agitation is nothing more than politics. There's no genuine want. There's no genuine want from the people. So answer that question. Is there a genuine want from the people for Oduduwa land and Biafra?
Everybody wants to be better, want a better country, a better association, or whatever you put it. But the heat you are seeing at the moment, it's a political stunt for the Southwest people to clinch that ticket to presidency. That's all.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You lie.
No, there's an evidence that Ovie is just being cynical. As I said,
the heat you are seeing coming from Igbo and the rest, trust me, is to make sure their son get the ticket to Aso Rock.
That is not
true.
Listen, the agitation will never stop because it's a cash cow. Just money to be made. It's best money, so it will never stop.
But the truth of the fact is this: people in Nigeria presently, people are just fed up.
Everybody is fed up.
Hold on, listen to the voice on the ground. You are in Texas, wherever.
This voice is collected.
The only people that
these voices are like data.
Hold on.
These voices are like data to a businessman. Who collect these voices?
Can I come in?
No, Baba Akure, hold on. Hold on, Mike as well. Saip is in Nigeria, so he has a real feel of the tempo in the pace.
This is not new now.
Let's not do this. I thought we agreed not to do this. Ovie and whoever. Ovie, just hold on a second. Saip is on the ground, so let's hear from Saip, because what Ovie is suggesting is that all this agitation for secession is nothing more than political calculus, which will just peter out in 2023. So what is your reading as somebody that is in Nigeria at the moment?
So what I'm saying is this: I get what Ovie is saying, but where Ovie is coming from, the people that are using this as a political stunt are the elite. But on ground, Nigerians really, they are not, they want to leave. They are genuine people who want to break up from the Oduduwa faction and the Biafra faction. They are there that want to break up. When
hold on, sorry. Ovie, I'm not sure why you are nodding your head. That is not what... It doesn't agree with you.
No. See, what I'm saying is there are people that are taking it as an advantage. Because people want to genuinely leave, some people take it as an advantage as a political stunt.
And who are those people? You said they are the elite.
The people in power.
Country. Those are the owner of country. In every society,
yes,
people
but it doesn't undermine the fact that there are real people who want Nigeria to break up, who want
and that is the point.
Who are those people?
Can I come in?
Oh, hold on. Let Baba Akure come in.
Now it's a competition.
Let Baba Akure come in. Let Baba Akure come in. Hold on. He wants to put you on the spot, I think.
Okay, like Ovie said, right? I'm going to tell you now, right? I communicate with people a lot from home. Just wait, man. You see, on Saturday, they had a rally in Akure. It was a massive one. I know you will laugh. Now, do you know that when I spoke to people, even before the rally, when I was speaking I spoke to some people in my village, right, which is outside of Akure. It's just like about 15 minutes drive from Akure. Some of the chairman of APC in some wards and PDP, you know what they told one of my brother-in-law? They were asking him that, you know what, I think we are even tired of this. One of the chairman said, well, the reason why I don't complain now is that I've already got my money 4 years ago because they gave me 20,000 naira at that time, but they are so stupid, you know now that 20,000 naira done. So when do you say they are going to have my rally? Because I'm going there to support them. Now, when the rally took place, because some of them were unable to go there, they were asking this guy, can you please show us the video, because right now we are even ready. We want to done. Can you show us the video of that rally, because we want to see how it's going.
Before you show that,
they say, seriously?
Before you show it, see, is it the same rally that Igboho Chief Sunday Igboho that I heard speaking and saying all the governors are beside him, everybody is in support of him? Is it that the same rally you are talking about?
Well, I don't. In many rallies, he said that.
Exactly. Less than 24 hours after that statement, waiting happened. Every single one of them say, this man won't finish my political career. I better
they just said that to cover face.
No,
at the end, see, at the end of the day,
they have to say that.
Chief Sunday will be given a title just like his brother.
And you see, one of the mistakes you are making is that you believe that those who are even agitating, they are in Nigeria. You see those people on the street. I am telling you now. You see those people on the street. They are just acting out from those people who sponsor them from abroad. If you want to know, I'm telling you now. It's not issue of political.
Listen, see, Sam said something that I totally agree with. He said something that I totally agree with. He said this agitation and everything that is going on, there are people who are taking advantage of them. And those people are the elite, which is what I've been saying all along. And
nobody is disputing that.
One man, let me finish. And this elite cut across every region and every ethnicity, right? Now, he said something again. He said, but there are genuine people who really want to live. And those are the masses. Yes, I agree with you. Me and you fall into those categories. Listen.
So what are you disputing? Hold on, Baba. What are you disputing then, Ogvie? Because
me and you fall into those categories that actually wanted that to go, things to go well. But the question is that, what will be our collective power? What is it?
Well, the collective power is what we are seeing impacting on the streets.
At this point, we don't have the masses. Listen, at this most, we don't have the masses that can sway or cause problem within the elite in terms of who.
Have you seen the Sunday Igboho rally? Have you seen the sort of movements that Nnamdi Kanu has created? What are you talking about?
Guess what is that going to bring? Very good turnout for the election. We keep forgetting that in 2014. My brother agitator from Bayelsa, he say election no go for channels. Guess what? He was peaceful and very successful. Following that succession on 2018 also or 19, the same Nnamdi Kanu said there's no election that is going to take place in the east. What happened? So because it was an election, no go
I go to compare Nnamdi Kanu with Igboho. Come on, now. That's different.
Come 2023, this group where they see, so they go cast votes for which they will cast vote for one of the people that the elite choose for us. We don't have.
We know that.
So what you going to talk? Say
what is being said?
Maybe within the next 100 years.
What is being said, which you don't seem to either grasp or you are just dismissing out of hand, is that there's a new dynamic in the paradigm that is of a big weight. There's a new vocalization of opposition by the people.
The only new dynamic is that there is more information out there now, which is good. There's a new space. There's a new space in the political paradigm which speaks to our secession and nationhood. And that is that new space that this elite are not in control of. Show me that new space that elite are not in control of.
The space that the people that led these southern governors to converge and take a position, they are not in control of that. The narrative that led them to converge and take a united position, which is a people's narrative, they are not in control of that.
Who is creating this narrative? Even the ideas of who is financing this killing and everything.
Is still the elite. No, it is not the elite. It is the people that are creating this dynamic. You speak, okay, who created NSAS? Who created NSAS? That is your constituency. Who created NSAS?
No. No, I want to agree with you is the people. But why is the people? Power is the people. It's because the condition they found themselves. How did they find themselves in this condition? No, how did they find themselves in this condition?
Right.
Because of deliberate policies. Listen to my words. Deliberately, not out of incompetence. They deliberately make us poor for a reason, for times like this.
No, I disagree with that. They did not deliberately make us poor. They made us poor out of their greed and avarice. So that's a distinction.
That means they know what they are doing.
It's not that they are setting out to make us poor. It's just that their greed, the poverty in the country is a consequence of the greed of the politician.
That's what they can do and undo because of we lack of being together or lack of being conscious of actually what is happening.
Is us now coming together as a consequence of that poverty, not a new dynamic in the paradigm?
We are just.
It is not a new dynamic in the paradigm.
We are becoming aware. We haven't started coming together yet. Few people had the opportunity.
Do you want me to play you a clip of Sunday Igboho rally? Do you want me to play you a clip of Nnamdi Kanu's gathering? Do you know what is going on?
What can those rally produce?
Look, you have to understand. This
one man. One man. Let me also come in.
Is the elite.
Let's
whatever platform you create right now, the about 3 or 5 people have the opportunity to galvanize all of us and stand in one voice from like 2024, right, 4 years ago, which is Showore had the opportunity. The man
Showore is just a poser.
No. Hey, let me tell you, you missed one point here. I can tell you today. I am telling you today. If Sunday Igboho, I'm racing him beyond the bar. If Sunday Igboho today and Showore contest today, Igboho will beat Showore flat.
You think the politics
you are allowed, right? You don't understand what you are talking about.
We are talking about power.
Hold on, Ovie, hold on.
Nigeria and a country we
are talking about power. No, we are talking about power. That is why it's so important. But let James talk about power because James wants to come in. So James.
Thank you. Good evening, sir.
Yes, how are you?
Fine. So I just want to come in a little bit to share something about some past comments. The problem that we're having now, for me, I strongly believe that everybody and the leaders from the northern part of Nigeria, they understand what they want. We are the only people that are confused about it. But the strategy on ground to achieve their needs or their wants, let me just put it like that, is becoming also very challenging to them. That is the problem. It's challenging to them because
go on.
Yeah, the reason why it is so challenging to them is that this level of insecurity, they never expected it to get worse to the way it is today. I will tell you, currently, today, there was a demonstration along the Kaduna Expressway to Abuja. These are pure northerners. And what was coming out from their mouth was, Buhari must go.
Fed up, of the insecurity.
Yeah, Zamfara, I saw people, there was a lot of attack. People were running out from their villages. You know, Zamfara is very close to Sokoto, which is the headquarters of their caliphate. So there's a lot going on in the north. We in the south, we believe that we are the only one that is a victim here. Originally, their leaders never expected those guys to come and torment their people. So that is another thing. Then we in the south, we cannot forecast the mindset of our leader. One, remember their politicians and their ways are not clear. So they understand that they have so many loopholes, and that is why many of them cannot just come out full force like that, because maybe they can use EFCC for you.
Yeah. Carry on. I was going to say let me shuffle side, but he's gone by himself. So carry on. Yeah.
Okay. Now they can easily use EFCC as a tool against these people. Now, when you look at the south, like Ovie, as you are undermining the voice of Igboho, you are just making a mistake. let me tell you, this guy is playing into the mind of the frustrated masses, not just like the masses before.
You see, sorry, James. Ovie doesn't want to give some sufficient quantity to the mind of that frustrated person because he's just seeing it as a yeah.
So let me.
It's not that I don't agree with. See, I am just telling you
let me tell you.
So hold on. Let James land. Yeah.
Ovie, listen. You know these guys. Currently, Igbo is playing into the heart of frustrated people, common people. And these people are very hungry. They say they are very hungry and they are so frustrated. First time in history, Yoruba citizen, as large as Yoruba, educated as Yoruba, someone without primary school certificate is ahead. He put Kato second and put Yoruba, even I don't know whether third or fourth, because there are a lot of Yorubas now who are already refugees across the border. And the Yorubas has never declared war against anybody. How come they find themselves in this situation? So you should understand that the dynamic at which things have changed is not something you should take for joke. Don't ever compare Igbo with Unande. Kanu started successfully. But the problem with Kanu, I will tell you, is the South. He has not been able to address what made people to say, we are not Biafra, and which is very loud to the hearing of the people on ground. So that is the real problem he's having. It's a different person. So what is going on today? Our politician may try.
I will give Kanu more respect than Igbo.
Okay. Yeah, I also have a, listen, I will tell you, I also have a lot of respect. I also have some degree of respect for Kanu. But the truth is that Kanu is unable to define what he wants. Why is Igbo not telling the Edo people you are Oduduwa? Even if they want to tell us, they have a way of presenting it that it doesn't look like an insult. I'm just telling you the truth, because after all, when the British conquered the Benin, they created the southern part of Nigeria. It did not work well for them because the resistance was still there. They divided the south into two. So the entire today of the old Delta, Benin, we were all part of the West during the colonization period. So if anybody were to just directly attack that region and say, you belong to me, it is the Yoruba that's supposed to do that. But they are very conscious and careful. It's not that they hate us or they don't want us. Everything needs a systematic approach, and they have it, irrespective of their level. So, okay, now you cannot undermine what Igbo is doing. And the politicians in the South, let me tell you, day before yesterday, there was a record in Benin. Cattle were parabolating, not even in the bush, but in the streets of Benin, poo-pooing in all over the street to tell you that go and be declaring your law. Your own is your own. It doesn't concern us. Or think our president came out to tell people it's illegal. So now it is left for our governors whether they will just bow down and start taking those shame. Remember, that is dangerous for them, because when they tried it, they got a lot of support from their people. And now they are also calculating, because this politics is a game of what is on ground is a game of politics at the same time. Both Tinubu, both all these Yoruba governors, the South and everywhere, even the Southeast, they can see the dynamic at which things are changing if they put their life at risk. Because if Nigeria explodes, some of them will not be able to go back to their land. Out of ignorance, their people may attack them. That one is becoming very obvious. So they are still watching how far Fulani is going to push them. Now to 2003, a lot of things is going to change, which I cannot forecast. Maybe
it's changing so fast, almost on a daily basis, isn't it?
So because the way it's changing, we cannot really predict it very well. Maybe at the end of it all, they may decide to say, oh, let's look for one Yoruba, because they are so confused. You know, they were used to Obasanjo as a military officer, as their best friends. Now the Yorubas that are on ground are like strangers to them, particularly the one that are in the rank to pick the mantle, like Osinbajo. People like Osinbajo are the most set of people that when you are dealing with them, you have to be careful. You don't even know where he's facing, because he's so humble. People want to describe me like a foolish person. No way. And again, that is pure Yoruba character. Anyway,
Only a foolish person will say, "Oh, Chibanjo is a foolish person." This is as
People
clever
are
as
taking
they
him like
come.
that. That's what
He's
they
a
are
vice
saying.
president. You don't get power past me.
He has no power. He's answering to a president. My brother is targeting something. Then look at our Oga Tinubu. Now they cannot forecast Tinubu properly. To give him the ticket, they are confused. Are we to retain the ticket back? Are we to use the military? Whom can we pick in the south like Jonathan we can use? Again, is a problem to them. So the way things are changing, I tell you, my brother, you will be so surprised. The Yoruba leaders, they will just go to meeting unexpectedly. Just the way they launch Amoteku, they will flag their flag and enhance it and it became over.
You know who is going to do that? You know when Yoruba nation will be declared, only two voices will declare Yoruba nation, the Oni of Ife and the Alaafin of Oyo. So if those two people say Yoruba nation is declared, then forget it. We are gone. But
okay, listen. No, please, I want to quickly land here.
Yeah, carry on, yeah.
You see, these two people you mentioned, they are highly reverent monarchy. You understand me? But however, just the way they expect their own people to look into their eyes and sense whether they are happy or whether they are hungry, so also they are looking into the eyes of the people that they are leading. So a time is coming before Amotekun, once the governor has said, Baba, we have this, it's a game over. I just tell you the truth. They cannot just call the governor. There's a point they will point these people to. Once they, like Oni of Ife declare Yoruba, who is that person to go and challenge the Yoruba again? It's a game over. And he cannot do it. I will tell you, this politician will go to a point where they'll be so frustrated, and that will be their goal. Just the way they were so frustrated when they see their people were killed, they rally around. Imagine for the whole state to come together, put their people together, declare such a thing, and today is in existence. You have to give them kudo that these people, or the money, they don't make noise, they don't make raga in the street. When they mean something, they mean it. And what is on ground now is that they mean it, because for the president coming out to make that statement, it's a big insult to the whole of the certain government.
Yes, so he's saying get lost to them. So what do they do next? Okay. Is now what we because that is just get lost.
It's two games that is on ground. Can we just wait patiently and get this power from these people, and that they will continue to monitor that?
This is what I'm being saying. No, you're now speaking my language. Yeah. Yeah.
Any attempt to discover that there is no way these people want to play that corny game again, they will go back to their underground meeting.
Sorry to interrupt you, James. This narration that you are presenting now, I narrated it a couple of days ago, and I got a lot of abuse for it. I was saying that this Oduduwa agitation that is going to fade out of the way if there's a Yoruba president come 2023, because of course, ultimately, all of these games that is being played is still about that central thing, which is power and control. And of course, if the Yorubas get the presidency, if Sunday Igboho goes to the front of his own house and says Oduduwa nation, they will flog him. You know, so
not for me, not like flogging Igboho.
No, yeah, not flogging, not literally, but metaphorically.
No, I understand. I know that flogging. Yeah. Igboho needs some skillful advisors at this junction, because now he has gone to a point where he has to manage what he has stand for. Managing something is a different thing. So it's all completely a different thing, like coming out to organize a rally. Because
sorry, James, thank you for saying that, because it looks as though you and I, we are of the same mind on a lot of things. That thing that you said, I've also said it about Nnamdi Kanu, and I also agree about it regarding Sunday Igboho. Sunday Igboho, Nnamdi Kanu, these are two elements that have punched through to land at a position, but they have now plateaued. So they need now seasoned advisor to guide the next stage, because the next stage of where they are now, Nnamdi Kanu, Sunday Igboho, etc., is not about force and shouting anymore, but it's about state craftsmanship. So they need state craftsmen that understands the dynamic of politics and people, because their shouting has brought it to that point. So well done, but then shouting is not the next stage.
Let me just quickly put something here. You know, Igboho is acting on pain. And if he doesn't manage that pain very well, he may continue to see those. That's why they are saying what he's saying. he may consider them as people that are not serious. Then, no matter their position, he may decide to start uttering words that they don't supposed to utter. This is what dragged him
exactly.
Kanu. So,
well
if Kanu never insulted kings outside the Igbos, and those tribes that were, a little bit skeptical about the approach, I will tell you, he would have been able to gather momentum of unity, because that is what we need, to be able to also stand and tell these people, get up. Because what these guys are afraid of is unity. As far as we are separated, APC, PDP man, the entire South, it was PDP governor. We were even expecting them, maybe they will come out with all this sort of like Amoteku stuff. It did not work. So, okay, now even some of them are already changing party. So that is to tell you, the only thing they know is just to remain in power, and they don't really have true dream of regional political something like Sasa. And they are also obstacle to the start. We have to be sincere here, because those people are not able to put themselves together to demand what they want. I know they always cry for restructuring, but the way things are going, if restructuring doesn't work, just let the people know, look, if the restructuring doesn't work, from here we will stand, we will declare our own. Like what the BUNI are saying. Our own is very clear that if Yoruba declare, then we will declare Midwest region immediately as a republic. So that one is on ground. So, but however, we need unity.
Yeah, thank you, James. But really, to that point that we're making, Ovie, that you rate your man from Umar here higher than Sunday Igboho. I at best will say they are on the same level. But how do you justify what underpins that?
Yeah, I mean, well, being on the same level is debatable. I said I respect Kanu more because of how he started. This guy pretty much started from nowhere. Yes, you can argue that Biafra agitation is better in Nigeria and all that. But if you look at the people who foster, push this agenda from, time immemorial to his point, you understand that even the Ojukwu himself was a military governor. So he has power, being empowered by Agui in Russia and all that. So he has a platform to actually work on. This is a man pretty much from the street, and today, I mean, you can say even the United Nations and everybody is paying attention, even though they are not making comment, they are not saying anything to, kind of cement his status as for what he is. So on that ground, that's why I say yes, I respect him, hold him more high esteem than the rest. Now again, when James is analyzing even one man or that, I baffles me because you guys are analyzing this politics as if just nursery school, let's go and do it. No. There's so much. See, Buhari that we are talking about here has less than a year.
Baba Akure, you see this young man that is being patronizing to his elders, eh?
No, Buhari has less than. Buhari is about 1 year, 1.5 years in power. Nobody cares about him no more. From there, nobody cares about him because at that point the politics has kicked in. Whatever he says, nobody cares. He has lost his power. So that's what you should be looking at. So all this, whatever.
All of those things are in the mix. All of those things are in the mix.
Yeah, see, remember, my argument is
can I tell you something here?
Now and 2023, right?
Hold on, James, let him land. Yeah, go on over here.
After 2023, that's a different ballgame. Between now and 2023, every noise you are seeing right now is being powered, being fueled by the elite. And again, as I keep saying, these elites are not just politicians. There are people who have hundreds of billions investments across the nation. What do you think the way you think and the way they think about that country is the same? If you can carry AK-47
now, how do you think they think about the country?
Good. If you carry AK-47 to say yes, you want this, what do you think they are going to carry to defend what they have?
Ovie, you have to understand. Yoruba elites. Sorry, one man. Yoruba elites, all their assets are in Yoruba land. Yoruba elites they're not investing in Kanu, the other part of Nigeria. You're talking about the Igbo elites or something like that. But Yoruba elites.
Is what the Northerners too actually realize. Economically, they are tied to the West and the South. So that's
you have to understand. Yoruba nation will not hurt any aspect of Yoruba. You understand?
That's why this
whether our elites, our government, it won't hurt any of them. So there's no
Let me talk now, Mike.
Go on, Mike.
You understand? So this agitation, these people, they are the one fueling it. The elite, those business people and every other person you can think of, we are everywhere. They are the one, partially fueling this thing and all that. Again, just to get people that they want to guide and govern and protect their property. It has nothing to do with me and you. Until we begin to realize that, then that means we will have a pathway to achieve our goal.
No,
Agitation will continue for the next 50 years.
I find your narration too cynical.
Now,
But
that's what I'm saying. This agitation, even within us, within the elite among our zone, everybody has different plans to it. People who wants to go here, even at that, because at the end of the day, let's say, because this fight is going to continue, many people are going to die. If that is actually where we are headed, it's going to take years, decades to actually arrive there.
Listen,
People are going to die.
I don't think you know Yoruba people at all. Yeah. I don't think
okay,
you know.
let's
Let it be
okay,
Yoruba
okay.
people. Have they not part of Nigeria for the past 60 years?
Hold on.
You don't know.
Hold
You
on,
don't know
Ovie.
anything, man. You have no clue.
Do Yoruba
Let him
people judge
describe.
Nigeria?
Hold on, Ovie.
Yoruba
Ovie,
people
Ovie,
are the main people to be blamed for where we are today. They don't start again. They don't dance. They
In
don't
what
start
sense?
again.
In what
Of
sense?
course, now politics. I agree with them.
Okay.
It's politics.
Let
So no, they say
Ovie.
Yoruba
Let
people, they are
Mike.
not special in any way. They have been part
Ovie.
of Nigeria since the beginning. Saying Yoruba people. What's special about Yoruba people?
Ovie, I don't
Ovie.
think
Okay.
you don't know
Hold on.
them.
Let Mike respond. Let Mike
Papara name
respond.
na
Let me.
Agbaje. Go, you know that name now. Strong name for Yoruba
Yeah, we
land.
know your dad's name
Agbaje.
is.
Uh,
It's not just your father that is Agbade. You are Agbade too because that is your last name. But let
Ovie,
Mike.
let me tell you
Mike.
something, man.
Hold on, Mike. Let Mike respond. James come in, and then we want to hear from Evolution, who has been waiting patiently but has not said anything. So yeah. So Mike, yeah, off you go.
Ovie, let me tell you something, man. You know that the people that have been keeping Nigeria together since 1966 was the people that actually fought the war and won the war. That generation, they call it the class of 1966. The Obasanjo, the Janjima, those people, those guys, right? And during that era, right before the war, the Yorubas actually wanted to leave Nigeria. They were like, they never wanted to be part of Nigeria, you understand? But the reason why they kind of carry on for a while right now was because that war was so bitter and things like that. They kind of, the war kind of interfered with their mind in a sense. But deep in their mind, they never wanted to be part of Nigeria. And they know way to get out of it. They know how to get out of it. You understand? So they played along for a while, like giving Nigeria a chance. But what they wanted was just and it's what they've always wanted, is just to govern themselves. You understand? Because they understand that the way we do things anciently is the way that's very efficient and work for us. What the British brought can never work for us. The way we do things anciently.
We can't go back to ancient times, Mike. What are you talking about?
Baba, wait. Our culture, our tradition, our way of doing things.
You want a babalawo in every state house, or what are you leading here? Shop on not worship and no batala.
In Yoruba culture, if you want to say governing, everything we do, we will let. But this British,
you don't want to be driving. You don't want to be driving.
Is it not babalawo and thugs that is in the parliament from the Yoruba now? Have you elected?
No, James. Hold on, James. What Mike wants, he doesn't want to drive anymore. He wants to be using Kanoko. He will have something called Kanoko.
First of all, what I'm saying is this. One thing, that generation of 1966 that fought the Civil War, that won the Civil War, that because of what happened in the Civil War kind of pleaded to Nigeria, so they are not dead yet. They are still alive. That generation is old. They all dying off right now.
No, that's where you are getting it wrong. That's where you are getting it wrong. Their money is still very young.
Most of them are half of them are dead. The thing is, most of you don't understand is this. Those guys are for that war.
That took over the country. 80s and 90s. Yoruba elders are in their 90s. Why they say those people don't old? Their money is still young.
I'm talking about the soldiers, the military men, officers.
They don't love it today, and they might continue.
Let me talk my point.
They will not continue because Buhari is the last of that military incarnation.
That generation.
That's what we are hoping for. That's an hope.
That's a fact. Who is the
let me land.
I said it's hope because the class of Tinubu, the June 12 class are strong. Now that's why I say it's a hope. They might take over from the military. So we never will reach our top. We never ready to reach
Ovie, that generation, because of what they experienced in our war, you understand? Anything they have to do with breaking up, it will hit their soul. It bring that memory of that war. They will do everything because it's kind of like they fought that war in vain. You understand? So They have been the one that been doing everything in their power, even during the 90s. Whenever you mention secession, Babangida will quickly take money and go and pay up, like just beg. You almost get on his knees, even past all of them. You understand? But now this generation are going off. These new people that are taking over from them, these new elites, they don't have that same level. They didn't have that civil war experience of having strong desire to have one Nigeria, of risking anything or trying to go kill people to keep Nigeria one. They don't have that same strong desire for Nigeria like that, you understand, to be one. If he has to go, he has to go, you understand. They're not going to try to stand anybody's way to say, oh, we have to be one. They don't have that same level of desire, you understand. Now, about Yoruba people, once they've got to a point where they say, you know what, because everybody's not going back to who they were, because they're realizing that this thing that the British brought to us is not taking off anywhere.
You are mistaken. Nobody's going back anywhere.
No.
We're
Mike is right.
evolving.
Mike is right.
No, one man, what is going to happen is this.
Right. But what,
listen,
what
for Yoruba land to
Mike doesn't
advance, they have to govern
Mike,
themselves completely independently, because the way they do things.
I agree.
What's going to happen?
Hold on, everybody.
Last line.
Yes, because we need to hear from Evolution. Yeah.
What's going to happen is this: the government is going to get to a point where the Nigerian state will call the Yoruba people and say, okay, what is it that we can do for you not to go? And it's going to end up being, okay, restructure, govern yourself completely. That's what's going to happen. You understand? But for
What are you basing that on?
For you to say Yoruba people will go back to the same status quo, they're not going back. Don't think
this is what I'm trying to say
thing.
to Ovie, that there's a shift in the paradigm of the place, and he's just saying it's business as usual.
Okay, don't think that the is the one leading this thing.
Just hold on, everybody.
He's on the streets. He's not the one leading it.
Hold on, everybody. We just need to hear from Evolution, because Evolution, you've been kept waiting.
Let me just respond to Mike.
No, don't respond to him, because otherwise he will respond to you, and then we won't hear from. So come on, Evolution. Sorry about that you were kept for so long. What says you?
Okay. Basically, Nigeria from after the Civil War, the Igbo man has never really seen himself as part of Nigeria. The only two major tribes that have embraced Nigeria is the Northerners and the Southwest. Now, the Southwest.
Hold on. Do you think the Northerners see themselves as Nigerians, or they see Nigeria as a business opportunity?
As business opportunity, man. That's what they say.
No, see, the British created Nigeria.
No, we know all that. No, let's not go, because we do that history line all the time. Just to that point, do you think the Northerners see themselves as Nigerians, or Nigeria as a business opportunity?
They see themselves as Nigerians because they are in charge of Nigeria. So they cannot see themselves as anything other than Nigerians, because they are the ones controlling things. But beyond that, it is not just the Northerners. The Yorubas have always had a stake. They've always felt, that they have a voice in Nigeria. So
sorry to interrupt you again, Evolution. Out of everything you said, it's just one that I agree with. The people that really, in the history of that country, the people that I personally feel have always seen themselves as Nigerians are the Yorubas. I don't think anybody else see themselves as Nigerians apart from the Yorubas. But carry on.
Yeah. Well, if you decide to put it that way, I will agree with you. But the bottom line is that out of the three major tribes, the Igbos have always felt that we are not part of this entire arrangement. That we don't. Is
that pre or post the Civil War? Is that pre or post?
No, post Civil War. Post Civil War. Now, what is happening is that the Southwest is beginning to feel and experience what the Southeast has been feeling for years. That is the truth. That is the gospel truth. These agitations that you're seeing and all that, we have been living that reality.
Which is
in
what?
the south. In the southeast, we don't have the only federal government project, or the major federal government project we have in the southeast is army barracks. Every state in the southeast has.
And the second Niger Bridge? And the second Niger Bridge?
The second Niger Bridge predated the Civil War.
There was never a federal government project going on anywhere else in Nigeria. The federal government have abandoned everything for years. Everything else has gone on in other states.
Hold on, Mike, because
I was still trying to make some points.
Sorry, evolution. Carry on.
Now, with the Southwest now experiencing what it feels to be an outsider in your own country, it is leading to things like Sunday Igboho and all that. But to the other point that you were making, one man, you are absolutely right. The agitation in the Southwest can only die a natural death if the emperor of the Southwest becomes the president. Even if they don't give it to the
Sorry, evolution. Hold on. Sorry, evolution. If that emperor becomes the emperor of the nation, will that also satiate the agitations in the southeast as well? In other words, will a Tinubu presidency see the slowing down of the Biafran narrative?
The thing is this. You may disagree with me, but it is my own opinion. If the Southwest fields a candidate, whomever they field would not get any votes from the Southeast, and at the end of the day, the North would retain seats because the Southeasterners feel it is their time. Rightly or wrongly, that is the feelings that they have. Now, they expect the Southwest to support their candidacy. So if the Southwest does not support the candidacy of someone from the Southeast and they field their own candidates, that person is not going to get votes from the Southeast. And any other northern person, it is why the
so you are saying the Igbos will prefer an Aboki to a Yoruba man?
Not exactly.
That's always been the case.
Remember, not exactly. Remember, this is a region that is hardly interested in national politics. They really don't vote. Look at it. They usually have more turnout in gubernatorial elections than federal elections. They don't care because
should they care?
Of course, now they should care. That is the problem I have with IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, and his gang of
because sorry to interrupt you again. Come 2023, if Nnamdi Kanu continues to tell his people not to go out and vote, and they don't come out in numbers to vote, an election will still take place, and whoever emerges will still govern over their space.
Exactly.
So shoot yourself in the foot.
Exactly. I keep on telling them that shouting that you're not part of Nigeria does not make it true. You are still part of Nigeria, and the laws of Nigeria will still apply to you. We need to, I keep on saying this, we need to come together to achieve what we want, of which is better life. I assume that it is really not about Oduduwa, Biafra. I assume everybody wants a better life, higher life expectancy, and a decent, normal kidney. Now, if that is what we all want,
sorry, evolution. I'll give you even more space to express yourself, but let me just take a sounding from Baba Akure so I can shuffle him. So, Baba Akure, you are a member of the team, so I'm sure you don't mind, and you look a bit like you need. You look like you're ready for your dinner.
Oh,
what did Madam cook today? Do you do the cooking even? Do you do some of the cooking? Do you help? You don't look like a man that helps out in the kitchen. Are you able to cook?
I do little things anyway.
Like switch the kettle on, and that is your contribution.
Somebody is laughing at me here.
Yeah, there you go. They're already Yeah, so do you mind if I shuffle you for a moment? And if you're still around, I'll bring you back for your final words.
No problem.
All right, cheers. Sorry, carry on, Evolution.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, the best way to get to what we all desire is to come together, speak with one voice, and co-opt in the middle belt. I always say something, even when I banter with my IPOB guys. I say to them, you must begin to look at things from the eye of your opponent or the person that you're dealing with. We always focusing on us, marginalization. It is not helpful. The not is worse off. 10-point-something million out of school children has always been largely the not. They are not happy. The citizens are not happy. It is the problem of the elite. So and it is the elite that would not allow Nigeria to move forward, including the elites in the Southeast. That is the truth. So
why is that? Because I hear a lot of people say that it's the elites that are impeding the country, but then of course it will not be their deliberate policy to impede the country, because how does that serve them in any way? So are we saying instead that it is the greed of the elites that is the problem? Because it's like people will say they are deliberately impoverishing this space. They are not, of course, deliberately impoverishing the space.
Take for instance, the Emperor of the Southwest and the hold he has on Lagos and the finances of Lagos. Lagos State would have moved forward if not for the hold that old greedy bastard has on Lagos State. And the amazing thing is that the Yorubas are the most advanced of all the ethnic groups we have in Nigeria. They are the most educated. And they sit down and they keep on praising this man that clearly belongs, that should be in jail. He will say everybody would march as if they are zombies. Why? I don't get it. Don't we all want Lagos to move forward? Why are we this Kabiesi mentality? Sometimes it has its own positive part, but I mean, in a society such as ours, I think it is more negative, because we need to start developing our states and our regions. The reason why Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has not been done, it is not...
You see that Lagos-Ibadan Expressway is one example that highlights all of the fault line within the Nigerian space. You know that the reconstruction of that road, the contract for it was awarded by the Obasanjo regime. I think that was in the second year or something, yes, not even the second term. So we're effectively going to 1999, 2000 just to construct one piece of road. They are still constructing it still today, 20 years later.
I mean, in 2007, the then governor of Lagos State wanted to raise a bond of 100 billion. He came to the market. The bond was oversubscribed, additional 44 billion. And Lagos State government still absorbed the entire 144 billion. The bond was for a project. That same project is still there. It has not been concluded. And it is the same man that people refer to as a good governor. I'm talking about Governor Fashola. Have we lost our minds? That same road, that project has not been concluded.
That Fashola too was a criminal, by the way. I don't know why people...
I'm telling you, you said you needed 100 billion to do a road. You came to the market, you got 144 billion.
Just to interrupt you, do you know that there's a template on the, I think, World Bank website that cost how much it takes to build a kilometer of road in any part of the world, just like a rough amount of that. This is X amount of money that it should cost to build a kilometer of road wherever. But at the top end of that estimation, the Nigerian roads seem to be costing almost 10 times the topmost estimation of the United Nations on the World Bank, rather. So it's just, I mean,
of course, when Fashola was governor, I mean, thankfully, someone that I know so well was equally governor, and I refer to him as the best performing governor. I'm talking about Governor Peter Obi. Peter Obi was constructing.
What did he actually do? A lot of people keep patting him on the back. Did he do much?
Peter was excellent. Peter was, I mean, Peter was.
Which state was he? Which state was he? Anambra?
Anambra State, yeah. Peter did well. Before he even invested, it was his investment in the most critical area that I even give him kudos for. He did roads, he did so many other things, healthcare. But before he took over as governor, Anambra State was always 10th in WAEC. After he took over, 3 years after he took over, Anambra continued. They were first for 4 consecutive years. Even after he left, the lowest they have gone in WAEC is number 2. The reason why in Anambra State, private schools cannot charge 1 million is because they are competing with the public schools. The public schools in Anambra State is the preferred option. But in Lagos State, where the public school system is dead, parents are having to pay through their nose. School fees in Lagos State is what is fueling all the corruption.
Okay.
And the reason why it's that way is just because. But finally, I just want to chip in one last thing on presidency 2023. I know that some people will say that I am trying to advocate an Igbo thing. No. I sincerely,
Peter Obiabi,
honestly speaking, I sincerely believe that we should be begging that man to come and be president.
You know, he mocked himself a little bit when he ran with when he ran with Atiku Abubakar, and he was shouting China, China, China all the time, and then they started to call him China man.
Mr. China. Yes, but the reality is that the only way to actually save this country and government is someone like him that has actually lived it. We need to cut the cost of governance. You cannot cut the cost of governance. You cannot learn to cut it when you get there. It has to be part of you. You must have lived it before. Peter Obi is going to drastically cut the cost of governance.
What do you think the chances are? What do you think his chances are? Because even if we're going to the east to pick a president, he seems he seems to be a lot further down the list.
Peter Obi? No. Yeah. In terms of the east, I mean,
if we were to pick just hold on, Ovie. As just like a final remark, before I go on to just to hear Bia's voice, and then there's somebody else waiting. But if we were to come up with a list of 3 potential persons that have enough gravitas to be an Igbo president of Nigeria, so not just from wishful thinking, but what 3 solid names can you pick from the East as a possible president for the country?
I would pick Mr. Peter Obi, number 1. I would pick Ken Nnamdi, the former Senate president, number 2, because he's in APC. Peter Obi is in PDP to balance the act. Then on the third on the list, they can field any other imbecile out there. They have.
What about Abaribe? Yeah,
Engineer Abaribe does not have the
political weight.
The political weight and the resources. Peter Obi has
Madam Ngozi. And Madam Ngozi.
Ngozi would not come. She won't.
She can be persuaded. She's a patriot.
No, she won't.
Nigeria is not there yet.
She won't. She's not. She won't. She knows.
If we can get her, she will be the best president in the history of that country.
And
by
that is
miles.
No, and that is why we will not have her, because the people that will take the decision. Remember, you see, let's be realistic. We just have two political parties in Nigeria: PDP and
Well,
APC.
as they do in most climates, yeah.
Yeah, PDP and APC. APC, they are very confused as to where they would zone the ticket. They obviously want to retain it, but because of the agitation happening in the Southwest, they would see, these guys are smart. Let me tell you things that I know would happen definitely. They would ban open grazing. The federal government will do that.
Yes, I don't think they have a way out of that anymore.
Yeah, because the Nigerian project is very important to them. They will check between their oil wells versus cattle. They will give up cattle.
Okay. Evolution, pause your thought. I'll bring you back in a moment, but let me shuffle you just because people, you see, people, they line up to come on, but then because it takes so long, they drop out. So let me shuffle you, but don't leave until I hear from you again. So Bia, apart from Bia, are you there? Apart from coming here to intimidate Ovie and Alex and Alexander, who have suddenly got excitable, haven't seen you. What exactly is your take on the? You say don't worry.
Fake news.
Look,
One man, fake news.
Look, let me show you. Look, let me show you. I have a very beautiful wife, as you can see.
I'm not here for you and your wife. I'm here to talk my mind.
I cannot be intimidated like Ovie and Alexander.
Yeah, anything say I agree. Anything say I agree.
But to the point, this idea of Osinbajo taking 4 hours to go to Lagos for a medical checkup, which is just fanciful, and Buhari telling the Southerners to get lost for requesting a ban on open grazing, and then Onote telling us that Buhari did not turn up at the funeral of his own chief of army staff because his burukutu was too cold or whatever silliness she's giving as an excuse. So just the ridiculousness of the space.
Well, for me, I feel really sorry for Osinbajo. Who knows what's happening to him? Well, he's just like a dead man walking.
Yes, but you say that. Do you fear for him though? Because I fear for him a little bit. They've dropped his helicopter about 2-3 times. Now he's ending up in hospital for 4 hours for a checkup that doesn't last for more than 20 minutes anywhere in the world. And it's just, do you fear for him, Osinbajo?
Yes, I fear for him, and people are gonna, or his family members are gonna watch him to be in that historic space, like the way things used to play out with MKO Abiola. I just believe that if you're playing politics, he's too, I don't know if he's to be too relaxed. These people are not to be messed with somehow. I don't know what's in there. The people surrounding him, I don't think they really like him. They're ready to get rid of him.
Do you think why do you think that is perhaps why his voice is so quiet in this space? Because he's not really punching his weight easy as the vice president. We don't hear enough from him often enough. And when we do hear from him, it's just some obscure policy position on something that people are not interested in. He's not spoken on anything that. So is it just too scared, would you say?
He looks like a man without a life there, lifeless, but just existing, waiting to go home. Like he's gone home now, sick. I don't know what his fate holds, but he looks sick to me. Even when I see him on television, he doesn't seem all right. Maybe he's been having some health issues for, I don't know, God knows how long. But I fear for his life, really, yeah.
Yeah, but to that space, Buhari's response to the southern governors to say that their ban on open grazing is illegal and the constitution does not facilitate for that. Is that an invitation to a fight by the president to the southern governors.
Does he know the constitution? If he does,
He does
he's
even know right from left.
They say he's got Alzheimer's or dementia.
Yeah.
I don't think he's fit to govern because right from day one, he's the one that has been violating all the constitutions of Nigeria and shouldn't be there. He should be ashamed of himself. Every time he opens his mouth, it's like he is he's not a man of high intellectual and shouldn't be in that position this long.
Isn't it frightening, though, Bia, that somebody of Buhari's intellect and capacity, we're not even talking about education now, just his world view and his thinking and his cranial functioning, somebody of that level is the president of a country like Nigeria, where you, I, OVA, and everybody here comes from. This is the person. I mean, how does that work?
Thanks to the Yoruba nation, led by Tinubu, we have Buhari.
Well, you know.
Tinubu, let me tell you, it's not everyone that has gone to university or is acquired wealth is really, really politically intelligent.
On a more serious note, that man is overqualified to be our president.
Overqualified? How?
Going by credential, yes. Do you want me to read this credential for you? It's public.
Fulani.
This is a man. See, this is a man who become a governor in his 20s.
Forget all that. It was a military. What do you mean?
The same country we have brilliant mind that we paraded in our outside.
That man is a criminal and have been arrested.
Do you know that
he become an head of state?
No, but do you know that? Do you know that is treason? That head of state. Do you know that is treason? That act that made him head of state. Do you know that that's treason?
He's free. He's moving free right now. He's your president. So I don't know where you are then.
So that's why if I mention Nnamdi now, some of you, your ears will stand up that Nigeria is a zoo, a lawless place, and all the politicians are corrupt. So I was going to ask you, why did you lock some people out? And I'm not seeing that OVA is locked out.
How do you
have to fight to come here, to register to come here? So you need to balance your show.
I'm in one Nigeria. My voice is needed on the platform.
No,
I'm in one Nigeria.
I'm one Nigerian than you in the past. I have a voice.
In the past, this is present. This is now. That was in the past. I am one Nigerian, so I'm the only one that is representing one Nigeria here. That's why.
We need more women to balance this show, please.
Yeah, but I want more women as well. But you know, they either come. Actually, yesterday we had Asale, but she's not. Anyway, you are our female representative, so.
Asale was there, but the men squashed her out.
No, her system was not.
Her system was not good, not the men.
If there are no women in this platform, it's your fault. It's your fault. Bring more women. Bring your women. You are the leader of the women now. Bring your women.
You are advocating for the women. You are advocating for
Nande. I will speak for the women all the time. Let me tell
bring them on.
Yeah, hold on now, okay. Yeah.
Wherever you are listening right now, if you're a woman, you've got a voice. You need to be here to speak out because we are the mothers of the upcoming generations. You give birth to these men that are going to be political elites. So the more you come on stages like this, it's not enough for you to be in the background and watching and folding your hands. Whilst the people just play with your children's lives. So come on here, make a difference. Speak out because you are important.
In the comment section, hold on. Don't wind her up because I know you want to. If he winds
me up, man, I'll flog the hell out of him. He knows.
No, but I was just about to say, Bia, that if you go to the comment section, most of the comments are female sounding names, but really when you come on the screen, it's only maybe you and a few others. So I agree with Bia, a few more female faces, at least you see how well Bia is doing. But Bia to the northern part of Nigeria.
Let me just say something to the woman. You don't need to be very well spoken because English is our second language. You can knock broken if you like. Talk the way where people go here and just speak your mind. Be strong, be bold. Even if
you would have heard how fluent I was in pidgin English yesterday.
I'm not fluent myself.
I have a message for you from our ancestors.
Before you come on here, 1 minute. Before you come on here, If you're interested in the affairs of Nigeria, every life in Nigeria matters, and your voice is really important to make this change in Nigeria. Listen, watch a one-man show before it's 10:30. Look at the topics. Take your pen and paper. Write the points that you want to, put out there from the bottom of your heart. That that when you say it is important. You don't have to be political, as in after all, we are all political beings. But you don't have to know a lot of politics. Just use your intellectuals and come and communicate some positive points that is going to help our men to build that country, because no matter how we run away from a place called Nigeria, it's our home. So let's come together with one voice, regardless. People like Mike who is trying to insult women, don't listen to that man. Okay?
You two don't wind him up now. I told him not to wind you up. You see, between you, Mike, and Ovie, I have to create a separate space for you two, you three, because what is going on? That is what the French
I have
will
a
call,
message from my ancestors.
That is what the French will call ménage à trois. So yeah, well said, Abia. And before I'm taking you to the northern part of Nigeria, but before I take you there, that piece behind you, is it watercolor or is it a print? That artwork behind you, is it watercolor?
That's an oil paint I made myself. I'm trying to, wherever I go, I try my best to make positive differences, never to be afraid, because
you painted that yourself?
Yes, I painted it myself. I taught myself how to paint it.
Well done.
I'm trying to.
Enough, Rowley is a painter as well. Yeah.
I'm trying to encourage women, especially women in Nigeria or in Africa, that you've got wonderful talents. Don't let it die. Do something. Engage yourselves, even if it's not politics. But you can come here and speak your mind. It doesn't have to make sense to everyone, but just say something. Just speak out your mind. Even someone that is not qualified can still make positive suggestions that will move the country forward. It's not only the so-called intellectuals are intelligent. After all, intelligence is measured in different ways. You don't have to be really educated to be that intelligent, but be bold, be strong, be yourself. Come out here and speak out. Don't let anyone don't let anyone halt your existence by taking your voice from you. Use your voice for positive and move mountains.
Thank you, Bia. But I want to take you back to the political space. But before I do that, I'll seek James's permission to shuffle him, because I think I might well be able to fulfill one of your wishes right now. So, James, let me just shuffle you for a moment just to fulfill one of Bia's wishes. So we've got Ada Biafra joining us. So now you have company. But to you first, Bia, Yobe State, the state governor there is using state funds to send people to Egypt to go and do Arabic and Quranic studies. People are arguing that he can use the state funds as he pleases for his people. But what I am querying is the immediate need in Yobe State for Arabic studies, or is it what they need is really doctors and engineers? So what are you saying to the spending of our public funds to send people to Egypt to go and learn? What I am interpreting it as that they are sending them there to be radicalized. But what is your view? Sending people to Egypt to go and learn Quranic, whatever.
I think that is a crime against humanity in its entirety, because the problem and the mistakes we make in Nigeria is to use religion as a weapon. For me, I would like to have a nation, be it Oduduwa, Biafra, or Nigeria, if God says so. And now I'm saying God, because this is the way we've been brought up. We need to change our mindsets that we are all equal. And as long as we are all equal, every religion matters. When we agree on that same standard, and then we say to ourselves, Nigeria being a secular state, we should not base our everything we do, based on religion. Once we remove religion, so that when we pass the law, if a Christian goes foul, we punish the Christian. If it's a Muslim, so we remove blackmail by religion. So I believe what the woman is done is waste of fund. After all, the money can be spent on how to better equip the people of Nigeria.
I think it's a tragedy what he has done. He sent 32 people to that space, a state that has no economy, that has no infrastructure. And yes, we are saying that education is the route out. But then, of course, the immediate need I would have thought was for doctors and nurses and engineers and people that would actually propel that place in some form, not for people that can speak Arabic.
It doesn't even have to be doctors and nurses, because in Nigeria, we all believe everyone is trying to become a graduate. Some people are maybe talented in handworks, you know, we don't all have to be doctors. The money can better equip people with handworks, you know, because there are a lot of people that have got talents that you can introduce things like workmanship. They don't have to really go to, you know, the university. You can create things like that to help the younger generation, especially people in the north or anywhere in Nigeria. But that is an insult upon the intelligence of mankind, what she's done. I think she should pay back the money.
Okay, and yeah, I'm not sure, before I go to Lord Michael, I'm not sure if you have spoken on what the presidency is giving as a reason for Buhari not attending the funeral of his own man that he just appointed in January. They said they needed 48 hours notice to be able to attend, but then of course we all saw them at what is his name's wedding, Malami's son's wedding. So Buhari admittedly was not there, but really is that sufficient enough of a reason that he did not get sufficient reason to attend the funeral ceremony of his own chief of army staff?
Let's turn the table around now. If he was say it was Buhari that died, and the Attahiru did not attend, what do you think is going to happen? He takes extreme punishments on you know, things that are trivial. He takes offense, you know, easily. So he should be able to dance similar music of judgment of what he's done by not attending someone he's actually used to fulfill things, and now to even respect the dignity and all the hard work of the man in his last moment. I think is sacrilege, and he should actually be stoned.
Oh God, yeah. On that note, let's go to Lord Michael. Thank you, Bia. Lord Michael, we see you. You're a new voice. Introduce yourself and tell us where you stand in the conversation.
Hi. Well, as you all can see, my name is Lord Michael, and I'm standing on the part that the amalgam should be decimated.
All right. Okay.
My brother.
You want me to comment in regard? Okay, go ahead.
No, go on and expand, because now you've put forward an assertive position. So now go on and expand on that.
Okay, I think Nigeria is not working, and it's not workable because of people like Ovie.
Oh God.
Ovie and myself are from the same region.
Oh, right. Okay.
We are both from the Niger Delta. So it's saddening that I would see my brother. So it's so unfortunate that I would see my brother, who has taken his plan B already, because it's
let me ask you a question before you carry on. Let me ask you a question before you carry on, because this is a question I always ask people from your region. Are you a Biafran?
Go ahead.
Are you a Biafran?
Yes,
okay,
I am.
Good. Oh, okay, carry on.
Yes.
Carry on. I just want to establish that.
It's quite unfortunate when I see people. Yeah, all right, that's fine. It's quite unfortunate when I see people who claim to be the one Nigerian nationalist who do not tell themselves the truth. You know, with everything going on from ages, and with what we're saying right now, somebody will still tell you that he believes that jungle is going to work. It's disheartening. You know, it's like not just lying to others.
It's not your point of view. That is the thing.
Yeah, like what I said, with all due respect to him, I'm only giving you my own view. But to me, it's disheartening. To him, he's doing the right thing. But we're all here to speak our minds. I'm just trying to say, I think what he's doing is He's deceiving of the world who believes in him. You know, some people look up to him. He should start telling them the truth. For him, he's using his plan B. His plan B is working fine. He should teach people over there how to speak up, speak up to governance. Today, I saw
who is using his plan B?
Instagram
Because
post
are you
made by
speaking in
our
Edo
governor.
code? Is this a WAFI get together? Are you doing WAFI here? Is this worry behavior? What is going on here?
Okay.
Or you worry people?
Well, okay. Plan B became Plan B became public when the pastor told people to have a plan B.
All right. Which pastor is that?
Run away from the country.
Oh yeah, that's
Ogesim escaped already.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
yes. So that is the plan B. Even as I'm speaking with you now, it's in the public media that Dangote has his plan B lined up to invest in New York. About 60 or 70%
somebody said that
plan B in
yesterday.
focus.
Yeah.
So why do we still keep deceiving people? Yes.
Yeah, but
why do we keep deceiving ourselves when the so-called people who we call elites, I don't see them as elites. I don't think in Nigeria we have any rich man, because
I'm not sure. You seem to be. No, you faded out.
Am I frozen here?
Yeah, no, you're back on.
Hello.
You are back on.
Oh my God.
Okay, we can hear you. So if you can hear us, then we are having a communication.
So
okay, some
good,
gremlins.
Good. So like I was saying, I don't think there's a rich man in Nigeria, because when you think you are rich, you are wealthy, and you're not doing anything to help the people who are under you, then your money is being futile. You don't have money, because wisdom doesn't just come from how much you have in your pocket. We have a lot of motivational speakers, not leaders. We have rulers. We don't have leaders. We need leaders. We need people to speak up. We need people to begin to tell the truth. This morning, I had it with the governor of Delta State.
Yeah, you're just playing with words. We have rulers, we have leaders, we have rich men, and we have all of these things. But really, to the topic of the day, Buhari's position. Yeah. Sorry, there's something wrong with your system. Let me give you a moment, and then we hear from Ada Biafra. So Ada, we see you. Can you unmute yourself, Ada? Let's see if we get better luck with you. Hello, Ada.
Hi, good evening. Hi, everyone.
Oh yeah, hi. Bia called that you answered, but
Bia, I'm actually here for you. For that wonderful speech you made.
Yes.
I'm I'm gonna come in so that she knows that somebody actually heard her.
Yes.
But, so having said that, actually, one man, your platform is very, very nice. It's somewhere I would like to come and hang out every night, actually. And the time of the day that you do it is also very good timing. And you have your own uniqueness, that makes it peculiar. Your own unique style that is different, which I appreciate as a journalist. I do appreciate what you do. And it's so many people may misunderstand you, but that is your style, and that is what makes you stand out, and that is what keeps bringing everybody back every day.
All this compliment, you're not going to give me Biafra kicking today. It's usually Biafra kicking.
You're the one that starts all the Biafra rubbish. But where I'm going,
let me unmute Mike. All these compliments is too much. Let's bring Mike in so that we can dabaru things.
Where I'm going with this is that I think you also need to own your platform. It gets so toxic sometimes. That is why
cite examples so I know what you're speaking to.
The examples are so many, So if it was possible for people to slap themselves and even touch each other's mouth every night, they would do it, because of how people come and throw words because of tribalism. So somebody like Mike there, for example, comes here every night.
I knew that was where you were going.
It's not where I'm going. I'm touching every angle. He comes here every night to insult Igbos without any care in the world. That is not nice, you know. So that is one. And then just it gets tiring for me.
Shall I tell you? Shall I tell you why Mike really comes here? Mike only ever comes here because of beer, because I think he has a teenage crush on beer. That is why he comes here. But I'll carry on.
Oh well. So for me, it gets tiring sometimes, even watching or listening to the same people all the time, making the same argument. So I think some nights it's not everybody that you have to bring in, especially the old faces. You can out to change things about, because it gets tiring.
Let me speak to that point. Just hold it, Mike. Let me just speak to that point, because that is the realization that I came to yesterday as well, because I thought I was being egalitarian by allowing for a facilitation for any voice that needs a sounding. But what I came to a realization of yesterday, especially with the session that I had to abandon, is that not every voices really can get a voicing on a platform like this, because as you said, Ada, the way we do things here is unique and peculiar, and it might not necessarily be to everybody's taste or understanding. And what I'm realizing is, because of the way we present ourselves on this platform, the language might be somewhat, I don't want to call it elitist, but it might not be within the realms of everybody that is hearing it, and then they get confused and then they get agitated. And we saw that play out yesterday with some guy just coming to vocalize in a manner that I'm still trying to unpick what was said. I had no clear understanding of, but it was just a stream of abuse. And then to that space as well, people like Mike and people like Starman, etc., they come with a particular type of flavor as well. Mike, I am hoping that some of his comments is making tongue-in-cheek, because I think he says things sometimes just to provoke a reaction. But then, of course, is joking or not joking might not necessarily be to everybody's taste. But Mike is a fixture here, and I'll be loath to just remove him permanently. And I'm hoping that he is getting the feedback that he's getting from other people.
I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you to remove anybody permanently. But
no, there are people that I'm going to be removing permanently, because
you're the one backstage. You're the one handling the back office. You see people as they come in. It's not everybody that you let in every night to come and sit here and argue about the same thing every time. I find it so tiring. I don't know about other people. So it's like, sometimes I feel like there is nothing new, because I look at the screen, I see somebody like Ovi, I see Mike sitting there. I already know where they're coming from. I already know what they're going to talk about. It's going to be the same argument. And then I'm thinking there's no point going in, because I don't have the strength to argue about nonsense.
Well, there you are. You see, not everybody has the bravery to come on screen, and the people who usually come on screen are just like regular fixtures. So they have political views, and effectively they're like personalities on the platform now. Like Ovie, for instance, he is a personality. Bia is a personality. If yourself, you're a personality.
Yeah, I do understand that. But if you're gonna have these people as personalities, they need to be neutral, sort of. But that
would defeat the purpose, wouldn't it?
I mean that they wouldn't have their own arguments and stuff. But I mean, Ovie doesn't harm anyone. Ovie is what it is. What you see is what you get. But not somebody who would come every night to attack the Igbos, or somebody who would come every night.
I knew you were after Mike. You see, the moment you started talking, I knew you were after Mike.
Fair enough. Or somebody who would come every night to attack the Yorubas, or somebody who would come every night to attack, the Hausas, for example, a particular ethnicity. That is not, I don't think that is what you want to achieve here.
No, that is not what we're trying to achieve. And the space is evolving, and the feedback from people like yourself and others is obviously what is going to shape the future direction of the platform. But the thing is, I always say this, and it's just my own stance. I don't want to have to over-moderate people and over-caution people, because that spontaneity of that moment in time has to be expressed, and the emotions have to be expressed, and the passion has to be felt. So all of these things have to come out, and all of these things sometimes don't come out in that neatly packaged, elegant language that would like it.
But
So
for your
sometimes it will,
regulars,
yeah.
for your regulars, you already know all their narratives. Like I'm coming, you already know, oh, she's Biafra. There's nothing you would say that would make her change her mind.
No, but you're not
So,
Biafran, though. Ada, you are Igbo nationalist. You told us that the last time that you want to.
Don't put words into my mouth. Allow me to say.
If I may step in, Ada, please, you've made your point. Don't overflow it, please. I beg of you.
Allow me to finish.
No. I think she has a legitimate. Let her carry on. No, don't carry on, Ada, because
Go ahead.
I need the feedback. So yeah, and Ada is one of the voices that I do. Yeah.
So whatever I'm saying to you, one man, I'm saying I'm saying from a place of love. Yeah. So I'm saying from a place of respect.
I understand fully what you're saying, because I also have that consideration sometimes that now we're in the throes of an argument, and I feel that sense of deja vu that have we been here before. But like I said, is that balance between free expression and getting the narrative right? But to the narrative and to the space that is Nigeria, and Buhari telling the southern governors to forget about it, that the ban on open grazing is not constitutional. What are your thoughts?
One quick thing, man. I honestly thought she was going to defend you from Riley that came to insult you yesterday. Like I thought she was going to defend you from that. It's like she didn't care about.
Don't even talk to me. Just hold on. Let me finish. You can say what you want to say, because I don't have any strength for your argument.
She didn't even care about you being insulted by Riley, because Riley is our brother. That they only see when other people from another tribe do something wrong. When their own people say things wrong, they don't say anything wrong with it.
So
how many times has Maurice come here to call Yoruba people coward, all those kind of things? How many times someone like Freeman call Northern Janjaweed? They all insult that tribe, but they don't say anything wrong with it. But soon as somebody from another tribe say, I don't even insult Igbos. All I talk about is I don't agree with Kanu.
I don't have the time for your nonsense.
Okay. Mike, don't rile people up. Yeah, I have done. Yeah, go on. So sorry about that. But Mike is always going to. I think he does it for sport. I think he amuses him and he does it for sport. But don't do it for sport.
I don't like double standard, man. Come on, if I want to correct people, I will correct my own people and everyone fairly. Not like I'll start. If one Yoruba man come here now and start talking bad about other group, I will correct the guy. I will say, guy, you don't do that. It's not like one Yoruba.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I think you've made your point, and I think Ada was balanced in what she said. So let's just go to that space where Ada told us it's better for us, and to that space, let's hear Ada's commentary on the political landscape. So Ada, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. So, Buhari, like Bia said, every time he opens his mouth, he just makes the situation worse. Honestly, look at how heated the political climate is. Look at all the agitations going on. This is like the last thing he should say, even if that is the stand of the Aso Rock. The timing is so wrong. And the message itself is just like he's is it adding insult to injury?
There you go.
Undermining the southern governors, and actually just undermining the whole country apart from the northerners. And then look at how quick he's about to respond to building. What is it that they want to do? The Ruga. I think that's the alternative.
Yes, you see, just to interrupt you, that slowly but surely, this guy is redeveloping or even developing the northern region at a rapid pace. He's building these forestry reserves for the cattle people. He's building this Fulani railway to link his people wherever they live, from Kano all the way to Niger Republic. And if you go to Kano, Kaduna State now, it's like they're building new cities. It's just buildings and buildings and buildings. So the recalibration, and they've bought in Siemens, the German giant electronic company, to come and do electrification, and that is going on essentially in the north. So this guy is just,
These are the things, the points you made now and many more, these are the things that people look at, and then it seems like there are a lot of theories going on that they have an agenda, the Islamization or the slave master relationship and all that.
Even outside of that, another consideration is that they just want to build their space and pull out. How about that? That is also a thing.
I honestly wish it's gonna be that. If they want to, probably, if they have an agenda to build their space and then divide Nigeria, it's best for everyone. Because if they don't divide it and they keep staying in power, they're gonna keep building their space and developing themselves, and we all are gonna remain their slaves, just like we are at the moment, except something significantly happens.
Yeah, and what will break us out of that bondage? Is it holy? Is that what? Is it holy?
I mean, you're the one that keep nipping all these things. I'm not in that. I'm not in the mood for that.
No, you know, I'm only teasing you, Mother. But to the
you can even say Akeredolu.
You see. You see, Bia knows when we are trying to lighten. Bia knows when we are trying to lighten the mood. But to that space, of a 4-hour medical checkup. I don't know if you have ever had a checkup with your doctors, because I imagine that you are the picture of health. But whenever I have had a checkup with my doctor, it's nothing more than 20 minutes. Put something on your chest, check your blood pressure, ask you to lose some weight, and that is the end of that conversation. So I'm not quite sure what a 4 hours medical checkup by the vice president, and it's not waiting in the queue. He walks straight into the doctor's office.
Yeah, something is definitely not right. Like Bia said as well. I picked that up. She said he doesn't look. He doesn't look well to her. I am of the same opinion. It doesn't really look well, He doesn't look well. I think since around nearly 2 years now, he's been so quiet, just so quiet. I remember there was a time for months nobody saw him. Actually, people started speculating that he was dead. And the last time
sorry, I don't like to reference it, but even on our favorite radio station, they were saying, where is Osinbajo? Where is Osinbajo?
You're right. You're right.
That period, yeah.
Right, because he wasn't seen for so long. And I think at that time, the last person they were saying the last time they saw him as well was in a hospital in Lagos, So I think something is definitely not right. 4 hours to see a doctor. He must have been admitted.
Yes, and because they said that it was cited at that hospital, and very quickly they came out to say that it was just a routine medical checkup. So we all know what a routine medical checkup is, and they went on to tell us that he's gone in there for 10 a.m. in the morning to leave for 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So now the vice president will not come to the hospital and everybody not gather to come and see and meet him. So let's even say that he spent an hour glad-handing people. He can't have spent more than an hour with the doctor. So how do you account for? So it's just a fishy little thing. I'm just a bit concerned. I hope that guy makes it at other place.
One thing I've seen with the presidency or the Nigerian government now is that, you see, anything they are very quick to refute. Know that there is some truth in that thing. Once they are very quick to come out to say, it was just a routine check and all that, then there's an underlying something there.
Okay. Ada, speak truth to this. Our favorite Igbo chick, Oloretta Onoche, is coming to tell us that it will take 48 hours for Buhari to get out of bed, and that is why he did not attend the funeral ceremony of the Chief of Army Staff. What do you think is in play there?
That is just bunkum.
Total rubbish.
That is just total rubbish.
He just doesn't care, does it? The man is dead. He doesn't care.
I don't think it's not caring. It's part of the thing we are talking about. I think actually there is something wrong. because I don't see how everything will be okay. And he's a proper human being, healthy human being, staying there, and it's only a 10-minute drive from Aso Rock to the Central Mosque. And he could have
what level of security detailing do they need for just him to appear for 10 minutes just to show face and just leave and just put his hands around the window and say they're there and then just...
He wouldn't have even been driving himself.
That takes 2 days, 48 hours.
Be driving him in a convoy, he could have at least gone to the mosque, even if he didn't go to the cemetery or where they were, to the burial ground. He could have at least gone to the mosque. But I believe that that he's very, very sick. But what annoys me is that this is a man that traveled over 4,000 or nearly 4,000 miles to go to France for a meeting that we were told that was actually cancelled or that he could have attended online. He
exactly.
went and then came back just a few days ago, and you couldn't go to pay last respect to 10 of your fallen heroes. I mean, what are we talking about?
And that just to the propriety of it, on the day that Attahiru was being buried, that was the day that Malami deemed fit to marry his son off, and half the government were present at the Malami son's wedding, and nobody was at the Attahiru funeral. So political weight and political alignment and propriety and just the ugliness of that narrative. Ada?
But I would think that that wedding would have been previously fixed. I like to be, in the side of equity or whatever.
Yeah, but no. My point is that can it not be moved, because they can move the wedding to another date? It's only for them to sign another check to the central bank. But of course, they cannot move that funeral for reasons of their religious dictates.
Yeah, I do understand. I do understand that. But like I said, that wedding would have already been, fixed to start with. So it's not a situation that they decided to fix that wedding in the same day when Attahiru was going to be buried. He died on Friday and he was buried on Saturday. But even having said that, if this was a country where things actually work well, and patriotism is rewarded the way it should be, like you said, that wedding could have been moved. But what of Buhari that the event
or at least played down with not half of them, because everybody was there at that wedding. That is why people were contrasting it with the funeral.
Yeah, sure. But what of the big daddy that the event took place almost at his doorstep and he wasn't there? Just 10 minutes or let's say maximum 20 minutes from Aso Rock to get to the Central Mosque, but he did not attend. And then Lorito Nochie has the audacity to say he needs 48 hours. I don't know, these people, do they just think that
I think they just make up stuff. Whoever just says anything, and once that has been said in public, they just align behind it as an opinion. Because if it takes him 48 hours to go anywhere, then and then it should not be out of Aso Rock at all. Because I mean that's half. Yeah, it's just nonsense, isn't it? Really. But Ada, have you spoken to Yobe State before I start sampling opinions?
Can I just say something quickly before you move to the next topic, please?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, this is supposed to be an eye-opener to Nigerians. If the government does not care about Attahiru, who happens to be the just immediate past chief of staff, then they should know if anything happens to them, nobody even looks their way.
That is so true. You're so
right.
But
do they really care is the question, because they know, of course, that he would have taken enough to make sure that his wife will be all right and his family forever. And they sent Aisha Buhari with her children there to go and condole. And that condolence, of course, is not without a boot full of dollars. So, yes. Of course, they paid off.
Sorry, are you talking to me or Michael?
No. I was just making that statement for anybody to pick up. So, Ada, you still have the floor. And then I'll start to round off, but you still have the floor, Ada.
Okay, so that's it basically. Like Michael said, that's a very big pointer and a big lesson to everyone, especially people like Ovie, who is one Nigeria, who is
What
one
is the
Nigeria.
point? Sorry, what am I missing? What did Mike say?
Hmm?
Mike,
No, I think it was Michael rather than Mike.
I said
Okay, yeah. What did Michael say?
Okay, I said if the federal government did not care about Attahiru, who is the immediate past chief of army staff, then Nigerians should know they don't even look towards their environment.
Let me help you guys out with the Nigerian Attahiru situation. The thing about the Nigerian army, you have to understand, in the army, when a army person die, they don't care. They believe you're supposed to die, you know. So that's the attitude, you know. And
well, hopefully not. They don't believe you're supposed to die, but they know
in the army, like, they don't value each other's life.
It's a risk of the job.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
That's how the Nigerian army is. Like, they believe, like, when one of them die or they believe like that's his job, he's supposed to die, you know. That's their attitude. I'm serious. I know them very well.
Are you encouraging?
No. Buhari is a soldier too. That's what they believe. Like, you know what?
What are you guys saying now? Buhari just called off the NEC meeting and the security meeting with the chief of police and all that to honor him. I mean,
police is different. I'm talking about the military. In the Nigerian military,
Mike. Now let me respond to what you were saying earlier on about the elites. You made a very good point about the class of '66. But where you missed the point is, after the class of '66, who are still very much in grip of the country, you can say Buhari is the last boss of the military elite. But don't forget, Ibukule Amustu is still very in between. To me, it's still is in between the first three to click the.
Ibukule Amustu was one of the 66 class.
He's the military guy. He's still a military guy. I see one of them, and he's very key. He's enjoying the good relationship with this current administration. So that's why I said it might not be the last boss. But then again, now come down to people that classify as the class of June 12th, the likes of the Tunubus, the
But those ones don't care about Nigeria like that. You have to understand.
Listen now, good. Let me arrive my point. You know, the Akim Baba Ahmed, the Erufai, the Danguje, the Wike, the Amechi, the Peter Obis.
Those guys are not going to kill human being for Nigeria, for one Nigeria. They're not going to do it. You don't get my point. Ovie, I don't think you get my point about the 66 class. These guys.
Let me finish.
Go ahead. Okay, finish.
We're not going to make any point if we keep going back and forth. Let me just make my point, then you can, debunk it or agree with it. You understand? These are the set of people who are wrestling power now from the class of 66. And if you look, they have reasonable amount of wealth in between them right now. So if you are thinking that they will support Nigerians should just go like that, putting that into consideration. Now, after them, because these people are eventually going to get hold of power, and they will try as much as they can to hold on to it. Before we now see the likes of people like another class, I don't know where to classify them now, but the likes of
your narrative, it doesn't really hang together because you are doing the Nigerian stake like it's past the parcel or something. It's not past.
That is how it works anywhere we are practicing the democratic system. Who controls the state?
I don't think you get my point about the class.
What is our stake in the state? We don't control the state. I'm telling you, people who control the state. This is power.
All right.
Look, we are talking about power here. That's the one thing. Whoever hold power, even you want to make sure that power stay within you and your cliques as long as you can.
Ovie, hold on. I'm going to start rounding up now.
Again, let me disagree with Bia on the Yobe State. We are talking. You disagree with what they are going there to study. For God's sake, the likes of Dele Momodu study Yoruba. He went ahead and capped it with masters in English.
He did not study with government funds.
He did not study with government funds. Like Lord Michael just said.
We should be applauding that state for actually empowering the citizen. Forget what they went there to study.
Ovie just tries to be contrarian. He just likes controversy. That's what Ovie is. He's a troublemaker.
That is why we are where we are. You see the problem with Nigeria is in Niger Delta. We just like to be bought over.
Is that your waffy behavior?
2 years from now, me and you would support two candidates differently. 2 years
lie.
from
Now
now,
the
all
wrong
of
go
us wey
buy,
dey
man.
here,
You
so
need to
we
take
will
your dealer.
support one and other
Let me
candidate.
let me
That's the
even ask
reality.
you. Let me even ask you. I'll ask Lord Michael, what color Gary do you eat in the Niger Delta? Because I have a theory about the color of Gary. What color Gary do you eat in the Niger Delta?
We have 2 colors of Gary. We have the yellow
No,
Gary
what is
and the
your
white
main
Gary.
one? What is your main one? What is your
Yellow.
go-to?
Yellow.
You
Michael,
see,
you sure say
if
you
you
sure
yellow
say you na
Gary,
Wafi guy? No.
You dey chop
you yellow
Bobo
Gary
Gary.
people.
Cocoa Gary with the
You
chop. Now
yellow
Cocoa
Gary
Gary.
people. Huh?
Now
Bobo
Cocoa Gary
Gary.
with the
Bobo
chop.
Gary is
Huh?
white. Bobo Gary
Now Cocoa
is
Gary
like
now
a
with the
stuffed
chop.
Gary you mix
Now,
and make it
now,
get into mold blocks.
No,
You know,
the Benin people eat starch because I know
relax.
people
There you
from
go.
Benin,
Starch is
and
different
that
from
starch
Gary.
is
You see,
yellow. They use their hand
it's
to
because
chop it like this.
That
you
Yeah.
see
one is
the
called
problem with
usi.
you people
That
is you
one is
don't have
called
proper food.
usi.
You don't have
With
proper food. Is
with
the problem.
Urobo man still do that starch. We call it
So
usi.
see,
OVA
So
don't get to the
Dia,
Okay.
Gary level
Dia,
because
see
I
you
want you
don't
starch.
touch
to,
the
I want
Gary.
you,
But
One
the
I
man,
want
Gary
you
one
to
man.
starch.
sign this
Hold on,
statement.
Starch
everybody.
is like
3 people
amala.
talking now. 4 people
I want
talking
you to
now.
sign. I want you guys to sign this statement. 2 years from now, me, all of us will there, so we go to support 2 people. One of them to become president, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, we know
2 years
that.
from now.
What are you saying? What are you saying? Nobody is disagreeing
And
with that.
now this elite go give us, they will select those 2 people to give us to choose one for them. Whoever
I
we
won't
Okay.
vote.
choose.
I won't vote.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It
Nobody is
doesn't matter.
disagreeing with that. That was never in dispute. What we're saying is
No,
there's
I
a need
disagree with that one though. Since who
that
tell you
And
say
there
me
I'm
I
will not
dey-
be
telling you
who
elections
tell you say
in.
me
how
I dey
we are
vote for
going
who
to
dey pick?
arrive that
Since
point.
when?
I'm giving you step by step how we are going
Okay.
to arrive at that point.
All right. So I'm looking to round off now. So I'll start off with Lord Michael. I want to keep Bia and Ovie and Mike till the end if you're willing to stay. So I'll start off with Lord Michael. So just give us your sounding because if we are starting to talk about Gary now, then that means that is the signal to. So Lord Michael, you have the floor.
What do you want me to round up? Okay, what I'm trying to say now is yes, everybody should stand up and speak the truth. If dissolving Nigeria is the issue that we think is going to bring us freedom, because all what we want is freedom, we should go ahead and do it. There are so many groups. Of recent, I saw one group calling themselves Ninas or what, I don't know what they call themselves. I don't know what the agenda is. I think they are still sleeping because that group is saying they want to change the constitution. And I'm like, people are already risking their lives. They're already dying. There's already war. The government is not listening to them. And some group of people from nowhere thinks they will just come and talk to these guys. I don't know what they have in their mouth that they're going to make Buhari and his so-called cabals listen to them. So for me, to just cut it short, we should start telling ourselves the truth. We should save ourselves from gimmicks. We should stop beating around the bush and face what is in front of us. Most times, I do not even go to blame the North. I do not go to blame Buhari. I start from my home, from my local government chairman, who has some limited funds but does nothing with it. How much more that man who is locked somewhere inside the rock, I will now go and start blaming him? No, I start from myself. This morning, I had like a little showdown with the governor on Instagram when he made some kind of frivolous post and make everybody believe everything is normal somewhere. I put him straight to the record and no, you cannot keep doing this. Those times have passed. And I believe if we all start speaking up, we must not all pick up guns, but we should start talking. We have friends in high places, make people understand. We should start speaking up to our pastors who make everybody believe in their sky daddies. We have a God, but these pastors, they have some sky daddies, which they think by the time you say my own father, the father of Oyedepo, you are talking to God. No, Oyedepo did not create you. You don't really know the God he's serving.
Sorry, Lord Michael. You know something that we need to knock in the head. This narrative that we hear from these pastors that my daddy told me, my father told me. We need to start interrogating that space.
Exactly.
Yes. Let's. But Lord Michael, carry on. Yeah.
So I am trying to encourage our people, start asking questions. It is not everything your pastor tell you. I think most times some pastors come and they quote some verse in the Bible. Jot that down. Go home. You will see they just quoted some verse that is different from what the Bible says. So we should start asking them questions. We should start reading on for our own selves. Then more so, I think the most important thing is we should have some common sense. Common sense. I think common sense is going to work it out.
All right.
I believe in what everybody says. And at the same time, I do not believe in everything they say. There are some, I love what's like, for example, I know people who might be controversial about this, but I like saying it, and it's the truth. You see, Mazinan Bikano, yes, he's wonderful, he's saying the truth, but it is not everything verbatim for all he says and all he does that everybody agrees to. But what I want to tell people is learn to call out your leaders. Yes, everybody is who you are because God created you. Do not throw all your beliefs in man. If you keep doing that, we are going nowhere.
Michael. You are starting to preach. Thank you, Michael. God bless. Let's hear from Evolution. Evolution, we see you. Just your words. Evolution.
Okay.
Yeah, you're up. Just your words as we're seeking to round off. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that going back to the constitution that we used to have, the 1963 constitution that we jettisoned, it will be easier for us to legally toe that path than to start doing amendments to this constitution that we have now. If we go back to that constitution, whereby the regions have all the powers, I think we'll make better progress as a nation. And in doing that, we must insist on a secular constitution that will eliminate your pastors and the people that speak for the invisible man that lives in the sky, who apparently has been on sabbatical leave because people have been praying, calling on his name in different ways, shape and form, and he seemed not to have answered the prayer. So I classify him as someone on sabbatical leave. If we make it a secular constitution, the influence of your religious leaders would automatically disappear, and religion will be relegated to where it should actually be, personal space. People would stop making laws based on their personal beliefs. Worst of all, these beliefs are ridiculous. These beliefs were handed down to you by your slave masters. The Europeans came, subjugated our people, forced their religion on us. The Arabs came with their own and subjugated the Hausas and forced their nonsense on them. And we are now carrying it on our head like government work. And it is destroying and damaging the fabric of our society. Using it to brainwash, because that thing is that. God damn it, that thing is very, very toxic. Because they take certain positions. Take, for instance, the Roman Catholic faith. The Roman Catholic faith would tell you that they oppose the only way I know to protect women, and that is from a life of compulsory reproduction. They will tell you that contraceptives is a sin. They will tell you that the solution...
Sorry, Evolution, just for reasons of time.
Yeah, okay, let me just round up on this point. They will tell you that you should not have sex. Humans must have sex. Why not provide sex education? They will tell you that their God will get angry. Why is your God particular on what we do as humans while naked? Doesn't your God have any other thing to do? And if your God is that concerned, tackle it with your God and allow the rest of us to live lives, our normal lives, without the influences of your nonsense.
Okay, thank you, Evolution. One of these days we are going to actually explore that. It might well be sometime this week if I feel there's sufficient enough of a strong enough of a topic to explore that religious space, because we've not yet explored that religious space enough. So, so your commentary has just reminded me of that. So I shall look into that to see how we can introduce that as a topic. Thank you. God bless Evolution. James, hold on. Let me bring James. We see you.
Yeah. Good evening. Thank you.
Yeah. So just your words, just quick words. Yeah.
My quick words is so simple. You know, we need to understand that our enemy, they mean business, and they are not going to mercy any one of us, irrespective of tribe or identity we claim to have, if they have the chance. And for me, successfully, they have divided us, and we are so confused about how to approach them. So it is better we realize it that we have one common enemy, and use both the strength of a bull and the sense of intelligent human being to push them out of our region. But if we continue to,
James, people tell us that that common enemy is the Fulanis, but Ovie will tell us that that common enemy are the elites. So have we even identified who we're fighting, really, would you say?
Yeah, the enemies, they were so clever, though they were not as educated as the Western education. But however, before the white man stepped their foot into that continent, they know how to read and write. They have a way of communication, so we shouldn't dispute that. And they have idea of conquest. So they already set themselves for a goal. So you should understand that. And due to the error of our ancestors, during the early stage of our independence, because even they were not willing to be Nigeria anyway. We need to educate our people. That is a fact. So we brought them in, and later they outsmart us. But however, you know, this marginalization so far, it has affected us in a different dimension. And that is the problem we have in the southern part of Nigeria. There's what we call political marginalization for the southern people, but also economic marginalization. That is why you see the people of the South zone, we face two types of marginalization. For the Igbos and Yoruba, it's a political marginalization. Though the Yorubas haven't tested that one, it's just coming closer to them. That is when they now realize that there's the need for them to do something. Because the Yorubas were fully convinced that they have a stake in Nigeria. But the Fulani is making them to understand, come, you are nobody. You are just like that Igbo. So that is the real problem. That is why when the Igbos use Braifa to address their neighbor, even let me remove the Midwest, because the different thing. Let's talk about the eastern part that wants unite to say we are Braifa. So when you approach this the so-called South, because it's a problem, I don't even know what South really mean yet, because they are not able to define it, whether it will help us or not. So when you approach these indigenous people, and you don't want them to voice out that economic marginalization as something both Igbo and Yoruba contributed to, then they will start becoming hungry with you. And that is the fact. Because when they introduced this so-called Wazioba or so-called majority, then that was when those two tribes deviated from that 1963 constitution, which Evolution is talking about. But I strongly believe with people like Evolution and this Tama, who is a Braifa, but no matter any insult, he know how to control it. I love him so much. So you understand me? With those kind of people, I still have hope that we can unite and come to a point where we have to talk about our own interests, agreeing on one thing. Is it not people that pull out from Russia, as powerful it is? They went to a place to discuss what they want. So after arriving, and I also thank God for Nina, so they are doing their best, so that we don't end up insulting ourselves like baby, and that is what Fulani wants. Doma will be insulting Igbo. Is Igbo my problem? I said, Doma, what is my problem for Igbo? You don't have anything to say apart from cook story. We have not really hurt ourselves as people. But the truth is that the enemy has successfully, hijacked some few opportunity to split us into whatever area they like, and they are taking advantage. That's the problem we are facing. And I pray that Yoruba will also help us. You understand me? Because once they realize that, look, though people are not discriminating Yoruba, there is a chance to agree on something, and we put into constitution, and every one of us will respect it. From there, the unity will start down to east, and we will overcome this thing. The enemy is real, and they are confronting us. Let me forget about Ellie.
All right, James.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So that's James, a regular. So we talk about faces on the screen. James certainly is one of them. Ada, your words. Sorry, Ada, are you still with us? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I was just unmuting myself.
Oh yeah.
Yes, thank you. I'm just gonna make it a quick one. So, what I would say in generally is that to the people out there listening and to everyone else, do not accept mediocrity to think, oh, this is how life should be because we cannot change it. It's been like that since 1914 or 1960, and there is nothing anybody can do. Do not listen to that narrative. There is something we all can do, and that is what we are doing in bits. It may look like it's not making any impact at the moment, but it's making, the dynamics have changed. There's a power shift now. People are more informed. Everybody is now sitting up, questioning stuff, and even more alert and watching what is happening. And that is why, like...
Ovie doesn't get any of that. He just thinks it's politics as usual, but carry on.
Yeah, that is why Buhari could make that statement he made today, and we are here analyzing it now. Things like this, never used to happen before, but we're analyzing it because, the dynamics have changed and because we are all more aware and more alert. So that's just what I'm going to say. And for people who probably may not have come to that realization yet, I know that because Nigeria is like a gift that keeps giving. Every day there is something new. And as these events keep happening, more people will keep understanding that this is not working and something needs to happen for our lives to get better. And then in rounding off or in closing remarks, one man, I'm going to beg you to please bring back Starman and Maurice. I don't see why Mike is still here and they are not. Thank you so much.
No, sorry, just before I let you go. Hold on, Mike, please. We're taking closing remarks now. Ada, just before I let you go, just a couple of things. Do you think these sessions are too long, too short, or just right? The sessions, do you think they're too long, too short, or just right?
I think 2.5 hours would be great. That's where you have something, not too lengthy, not too dragged about with people just talking about things that are relevant. 2.5 hours, you would be able to have as much interactions as you want. And then even your viewers who don't watch live, they won't be skipping the video because that's what... Because
that's what somebody said to me. Somebody that usually
content. You don't want that. You want to, in fact, if it's possible, 1.5 hours would be great. So that if somebody is watching it later, they sit down and watch it from beginning to end, and that is what you want. As far as YouTube algorithm is concerned. 4 hours, nobody will watch it. They will keep skipping it, and that is the last thing.
No, they do watch.
It's not that they won't watch it.
Yeah, but hold on. What you were saying is just a feedback that I got from somebody that almost always comments on all of my videos. So I was just, they commented on the video, and I was just saying, oh, I don't see you at my live sessions. And she was saying to me that it's too long for her. And she lives in the UK, so it's not as though she's having to suffer the weight of her data. So that's really just hold on. You can comment. I just have one more thing for Ada. Just regarding the two chaps that you're talking about, I've not really banned Starman, so he can always come in whenever he likes. So it's just really, I just don't want him coming to listen on Radio Biafra and then come and regurgitate here, because no matter if we're talking about making Dodo, Starman will still turn it into a Fulani, and yes, we understand the Fulanis, but really that's not so. But with Maurice, the language is not just the language for me. Just calling people son of 1,000 fathers and just curse from the street sort of language is just not. I'm not of that age of that inclination for that sort of language. So with Maurice, I'm just happy for him not to.
With that. She doesn't have a problem with that. Can you imagine?
No, hold on. So with Maurice, I'm just so I've muted him. So with Maurice, I'm just happy for him to watch and not come on, because just the language, and I've given him enough of an opportunity. So yes, but Starman, of course, at his discretion, he comes. But then, of course, if he starts to wear us down, then of course, then I just remove him. But thank you, Ada. God bless. So now,
thank you.
so cheers. So Mike, without getting aggressive with anybody, your words.
I mean, no disrespect, but I just feel like, I mean, me, I'm a kind of person. I'm very considerate. People, I take criticism very, likely. I'm not someone I like to listen to people, see what their opinions about me, so I can look in the mirror and address myself and see what I'm doing wrong and I can fix. I'm that kind of person. But when I analyze the way she came today, when she started talking about me, I began to ask myself questions like, okay, where did I go wrong? What did I say? But what I noticed is she didn't specify anything, So I'm like, okay, if you don't specify anything, I can't really see much. But
she's not here, but she wasn't really talking about you specifically. She was just talking in general. Yeah.
But then when I begin to notice that, I mean, it's not like that's very hypocritical. The fact that she is complaining about somebody not talking too positive, but then she's coming defending people that obviously say things that are very derogatory, like.
Oh, okay. Just leave her.
I'll leave her alone.
She's not here.
So
she's not here to respond.
I'll leave that. I'm not even worried. So, but my main closing remark, main thing I want to talk about is 2 points about Ovie earlier. Ovie, the class of 1966, those ones, they are people that they fought a war and they still suffering trauma from that experience, because people that have been to battle, they usually experience lifelong trauma. You understand? They are kind of people where they are ready to die to keep Nigeria warm. They are totally different from. That's why when someone like Buhari here, Biafra, who says soldiers are going to kill people, that's because of his trauma from the civil war. No other leader would have done that. You understand? Someone like Buhari or any other soldier that fought that war, when they hear things like succession things, they're ready to kill, destroy, do this to keep Nigeria warm. But once that class is gone, trust me, no one else is to be killing anybody else for Nigeria. Any group that takes over, they're not willing to do that. That's the difference. Now, the second point I want to make is about another thing. The main reason we are, someone like myself, we are agitating for Oduduwa. It's not because of political reason or power. The real thing is we are trying to save the most important thing, which is our ancient knowledge, ancient culture, because Nigeria has sentenced our knowledge to death, our ancient knowledge, ancient culture to death. And that's what the main reason why British came. That's what they came. One of the things they came to do in Nigeria is to sentence African Asian knowledge to death. Because what they did is they came and put us all together and gave us their curriculum, their system to be using. And people like those people understood it back then. That's why they came up with the idea that let's do regional systems so that way we can all preserve our ancient knowledge. Like 100 years ago, if you go to Yoruba land and you point at any plant, a little boy will give you 60 different theories about that plant. We have some ancient knowledge. My grandfather, for example, this man used to do some things that were so magical. Like he takes something like leaf, he used to start putting it on fire, and he used to start cooking something. They can take egg and just use it to light on fire. They used to do some magical knowledge.
Is
you can call it whatever. You are calling whatever. See the science, the computer you're using today. It was the 256 Odu of Ifa is what is.
I have said that before. Is the binary Ifa
why people are coming to Africa to take our knowledge, and then they are replacing. They are tricking us to dump those knowledge while they keep it, while they possess it, right? And then they give us their own rubbish. Our curriculum is designed by British. What do we go to school to learn about Mongo Park? All that rubbish. Those are the things that we in Yoruba land have discovered.
Mike, what really irritated me for a long time, and I think that language has changed a little bit, is the history books telling us that Christopher Columbus went and discovered America, but there were people living there. Somebody came down some river and discovered Africa. My great-grandfather knew Africa existed before even...
it's called educational colonialism. Yeah. What they're doing is this. What they're doing is, you don't get psychologists is to teach us European greatness. They call it whitewash. They're brainwashing you to see Europeans as the greatest creatures, the greatest humans that's ever lived. And then when they teach us about ourselves, they're trying to teach us that we're primitive, we're walking naked, we are stupid, they teach us the black man is beneath. It's called white supremacists. When they teach you about Egypt, they'll say it was Europeans that built Egypt, the pyramids. When it clearly was Africans that built the pyramids, So all these kind of things. And they are dumbing our generations, and they're using this mainstream media, TVs to brainwash our children to aspire to become Black Americans, to become Westerns.
All right, Mike.
So
You know
this
what I
kind
will
of thing
do.
is what we are trying to save. That's why we're trying to create Oduduwa Republic and restore that. We create a society where we restore our sanity, restore our way of things, our roots. Because a tree without a root, you understand? We die, a river that doesn't know its origin will dry off, So all these things is the reason why we agitate for Oduduwa Republic. It's not because of power or anything like that.
All right, Mike. You know what I'm going to do one of these days? One of these days, I'm going to start featuring some of the regular personalities on this on these sessions, just to see, really, to drill into their politics. So maybe Ovie, yourself, Ayo, Bia, all of the people that people have come to know, just to really drill into them a little bit more and get to know more of them. But that would not be today. Thank you, Mike. So Bia, you're up next, and then Ovie can round us all off. So what says you, Bia?
Hi again. Thank you, One Man, for creating this space where everyone can come and express their views. I know it is difficult even for children from the same womb to even dwell together. There is bound to be misunderstandings. But if we as people realize that no one is perfect and begin to look inwards, we blame Buhari, we blame the Fulanis. I know they've contributed in some negative aspects, but we as human beings have already been defeated. We have already accepted defeat as individuals, and then we are like zombies. Every time we go to the poll, we have that power. I know they rig elections, but you don't have to vote because we put these people here. So we should start by, redefining our mindsets. Should we allow the people blame the Westerners? They played their part, but we have to rewrite our history. We have to change our mindset to say we know who we are and we are going to stay together. If my brethren has sinned against me, I can forgive because I myself, I have poo-poo in my own bum. Before you judge someone else, first of all, judge yourself. We make mistakes.
Take it easy, Bia. We don't want to know what you do in the privacy of your own home.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is that no one is perfect.
I know.
That's the meaning of that. So even the elite, the political, whoever, they are not perfect. They are humans like us. We should not be afraid to redefine and rewrite history. We should change our mindset. I'm not going to say Mike is my problem, One Man is my problem, Ovie is my problem, or even Buhari. They say charity begins at home. We should, begin to, tolerate each other. They say tolerance goes a long way, and we should form the solidarity and not betray ourselves, because we are the ones selling ourselves to this Katrina land. If we would stand and say, get out of my chamber for speaking ill of my people or whatever, these people just, you can't come to the West and do whatever. Before you when you get to their airport, they treat you like a nobody. These people are just human beings like ourselves. They're not special. I would say we're all equal, but it's how you've taken yourself or how you allow someone else to define you. That is the way you will be. You've already accepted defeat. I believe right now, the way things are, we are people with different cultures, and every culture should be preserved. I believe we should not destroy it. We should learn from, the past. We don't have to fight. There shouldn't be war, Let's, break in agreeable segments so that in the tomorrow, you can't just be an enemy with someone, fight with your brethren, and then shut the door behind you. It's difficult. We have to be able to go our separate ways so that we can come together, in the future, maybe, or do business together. Breaking Nigeria is not the end of the world. That's where I stand. Whatever happens, people will decide. That's my voice. And thank you. I will appeal to the women out there. Don't be afraid to speak. Don't let your voice be swallowed. Don't be silent. Be don't be a consumer or just in the background. Come out. You've got a voice. And I know that in homes, women hold homes together. That talent you've been given to hold a home together, you can use it to build your nation. Speak out. You don't have to be in political position to make a difference. Just come out, air your views. if you don't want to come out with your video, you don't have to, show yourself with video. Showing yourself in video.
Well, yes, you never used to. We only used to hear
It
your
doesn't
voice.
depend.
Yeah,
We're not
so
here
you can,
for
yeah.
beauty show or who, whatever. It's the mindset. We are in a dilemma in Nigeria, and our country is bleeding. We come here, we speak all the grammars, we throw the punches. Oh, you this one, you're Yoruba, this one, you're Igbo. No, we are all one. If we don't realize that, we are going nowhere. These elites will open our mouth one day and shit in our mouth one by one, and we have no choice but to eat it. I'm sorry. You can stay in Europe, in America. You go back home. When you go back home, you will still continue to eat the Fulani shit. That's it.
Oh, dear. Okay, Bia, thank you. A real delight as always. And I know people come here especially just to see Bia. I know Ovie especially comes here just to see Bia. Ovie, Europe.
That's a fake news.
Yes. Yes. Round it up for us.
Yeah, regarding I think Ada, what she was, the suggestion she was making regarding your, the channel, how long is your video and all
Oh
that.
yeah, your thoughts as well, because you're a regular. So I'm just trying to gauge it to see how to place it.
I don't know how you position yourself in terms of monetary wise, through the platform, how you make your money and all that. And the length of the video is actually an advantage for you if you are ready to work, either employ somebody to do it, invest more resources pretty much, which is buy more either recording, stuff and all that. I said that to say after the whole record, after we're done, fine, you post it, but invest time to cut it into 5 minutes, 10 minutes, like mostly they hit like the points that stand out the most or something, because those are what people actually have time to watch. So by the time you put out of 4 hours, by the time you break it into 5 or 10, and put it out there, it will generate more, more traffic, more, engagement from the people, and you make more money too. So that's how guys,
well,
in terms of
just on that, Ovie, it's not really. Of course, I mean nobody who I think even Dangote would take a dollar from you if you give it to him. But really, because if you look at all this session now, 4 hours is just still one video on that space. But more really is the traffic that I'm interested in and the opinion. But yes, you're right. I did try to chop it up once and it was just too tasking, so I just abandoned it.
We should stop backstage in terms of more avenue to make more money in this. Recordings, podcasts.
Oh, you have my Instagram, but you never DM me. I'm sure you are DMing Bia because you only come here for Bia. I saw how your face and Alexander, I saw how you both lit up as soon as Bia came in. But I'm only joking.
No, I understand. Yeah, I mean, again, a lot of people don't understand, where my point of view is coming from. I have invested so much of my time and resources to study how society works. And all across the board, you find out that government is responsible for how the society work. And again, you now look, the elite are responsible in a larger portion how the government work. In other words, they drive the policy that suit their interests. And I keep saying it, 99% of the society are not being represented by the people they chose because they just line up and vote for anyone that the elites choose for us. So whoever way the vote goes, it's to their own advantage. And that's where my point of view is coming from. I try to devote myself, from putting emotion attached to it and all that. No, I just say things the way they is. And again, the point I was trying to make about this is that the fight we are seeing, and people can say, "Oh, people are dying," and it's like, I understand that's real, but guess what? So is politics. It's unfortunate that it's a game of life and death. But now human being they play this policy, so now human being could die. The truth is that it now depends on you. How do you want to die? Just like one of my favorite author, Dele Farotimi, he wrote a book that said, "Don't die in their war." In their war. It's your choice. So you don't need to. These people, they even if you are in their position, you will do the same thing. Somebody, if I have $1 billion investment in Lagos or in Kaduna, any part of the Nigeria today, how far do you think I will go to protect my interests, my $1 billion investment? I don't care about you at that point. I'm sorry. That's how life works anywhere in the world. So the fight we are seeing now is the class, the Tinubu class, the June 12th class, the Tunubus, the Wikes, the Erufais, the Gangujes, those are the people now that are trying to wrestle power from the class of 66. And that's what you are seeing. The fear is that Buhari will give it to somebody who will cater to the class of 66. And that's what you are seeing. That's why everybody is pulling his string. Whatever it takes, let me support the decision that is already going on. If that's what it's going to take for me to get closer to that power, I will support them. Go on the street, do whatever you want to do. And that's what you are seeing.
Why don't you lead from the front? You are big on rhetoric, but small on action. All bluster, no bang.
No. See, again, now that brings me to the base, the society. Well, the reason we are finding it difficult to synergize our thoughts, our ideas, is the level of poverty. People are hungry is a fact, so we should deliberate. That's why you are challenging me.
You are talking about growth of the platform, etc. One of the avenues that I'm actually looking to explore is to see how, because I'm saying that I want to grow a sphere of influence, and it's only really to go that sphere of influence to see how that can impact. So we gather here and talk all the time. So how we can impact is really now something that I will, that I'll be entertaining thoughts on, because if you look at the quality of people that come here, it surely should mean something tangible in terms of impact. So that is something that we should be looking at as well. But carry on, sorry.
I'm totally with you on that one. So starting from where I started, when I said poverty is real, yes. And again, I keep saying that these people are deliberately impoverishing the Nigerian populace. And I say, oh, how they go do that? They will definitely, yes. How? How is it that a man like Dangote is pretty much in charge of everything household? How? Why? Because he only cares about the money he's going to make. He will do everything within his power to stop other people from coming in. He will do everything to make sure he controls everything, regardless of the detriment, regardless of whatever it costs the average man on the street. He doesn't care. He will put his money where he will support anyone that will protect his property. And that got across every fucking elite that is financially indebted in Nigeria, that invested in Nigeria. And it's like that anywhere in the world. And that's what you are seeing. So now that's where you talk about investment. We need to now be deliberately investing in our people. You understand? Open businesses in Nigeria. I'm an investor in Nigeria. When people are challenging me, you do America, you do where they don't. No, I pay tax in Nigeria. I employ people, even though I'm not there. And that's what we need to be doing. By the time millions of us deliberately invest in our inner communities, that they have enough that they can eat without paying necessarily waiting for that Bola Tinubu rice to come or one onions to come from the north in the name of vote for me, I will take care of you. No, they will take your money, but fine, they won't listen to you because they know what they are going to eat next. It doesn't depend on you necessarily. And that's the proof. That's where the developed countries like America is kind of have an edge and all. Majority people of them they are doing well enough to even pay attention how this thing works. Most of us in Nigeria hate policy, not because we spend most of our time thinking of where do I get the next meal. So don't tell me about politics. That's bullshit. So we should deliberately be investing in our own people, however small we can.
Okay, okay. I know. If you have your way, you will keep me here another hour because I know you always have a lot to say, and it's the passion that you have for the country is what brings us all here together. Even the people that are agitating for Oduduwa, Biafra, etc., etc., it's still the same narrative. We come here under that single banner of those two colors, which are green, white, and green. So that is still what binds us at the moment. But of course, our relationships being formed as we speak on this channel, getting to know each other, etc., etc. Hopefully, we get to know you some more, Ovie. As I said, at some point, I'll start focusing on our people and just fronting them up. And Ovie, especially, Ovie, I'm sure you were surprised that I was able to dig out your old athletic prowess. So I'm on your I'm on your case. Thank you, Ovie. So that was the session, a bit more civil than yesterday, and hopefully carries on in that tone for the future. So I've tried to keep it under 4 hours today because I was just speaking to Ada then, and she said, as I was thinking, that the sessions are just too long. So I'll leave it here. Carry the conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.